That means it's bug season. Heck, who am I kidding? It's always bug season in Texas. And that's why you need Grandeur Pest Solutions in your corner. They're locally owned and operated. They're trained, they're trustworthy, and they have a proven record as they have been in business for almost 10 years. They provide pest control against ants, bed bugs, bees, roaches, fleas, wasps, mosquitoes, rodents, spiders. If it crawls and you don't like it, they're probably going to take care of it for you. Now, they serve all of the Dallas-Fort Worth area, and they're locally owned. These two guys have been running this business since 2013, and every year they get bigger and bigger. But you know what they still do? They still have great customer service. In fact, if you get a hold of them, they're usually going to have your quote and your job ready to go within 48 hours. That's pretty good. Now, you can call them for a free estimate at 469-809-1769. You can find them online at Grandeur4, that's the number 4, shore.com. You can also find them on Facebook. Just type in Grandeur Pet Solutions, and we are so happy that they're title sponsor for OutDrank The Coverage in 2023.
So pick up your step and smile a while.
All right. I think we are live and doing this. Hello, everybody. Terry Bennett, intern Noe the pro. Oh, now the TV's messing up. This is just, it's always like this, like right when we start doing this. Like everything is fine. We're rocking and rolling. We've been killing it all night, and then boom, right when we're about to start, we start having some issues. But other than that, intern Noe, how are you doing? What are you drinking?
Doing well, sir. Today, I am trying something new. At the store, I saw this. It is a
this
Novacek 84 proof.
Wholly, completely not planned. This was all like just a lucky coincidence.
So, former Pro Bowler Jay Novacek of the Dallas Cowboys, he has his own bourbon. It's this is called Novacek 84. It's 84 proof, 42% alcohol. It's not bad.
Actually, it's pretty good.
It was only $22 too. That's the crazy thing. Just has a picture of him in flannel shirt, cowboy hat. Good old boy photo. So yeah, I like it, man. How about you, man? How are you doing? What are you drinking?
I'm doing good, and I'm drinking one of our new sponsors, Beach Whiskey. We'll be talking more about them here in a little bit, but American Beach Whiskey, we do appreciate them being a sponsor. Take your holidays to the beach with Beach Whiskey. We'll be explaining that more, but right now we kind of want to get into what we're doing tonight. This is the first time you're joining us when we're doing something like this. We are doing a live watching party. It's the Cowboys and the Texans. Admittedly, when this was first planned, even though we weren't real happy with a lot of the choices that Dallas was making, we still thought that they would be way more in contention than they are now. But here we are. They're 3-6. But to be fair, the Texans have been struggling of late as well.
Yeah, I mean, they've been struggling. They're 6-4 now. They're a game and a half ahead in the AFC South over the Colts. They're still in control of their own destiny. Nico Collins, star wide receiver, is back from injury, playing against the bad Cowboys defense.
The Cowboy defense that is still getting pass rush, and I still think that is such a big issue with the Texans lately. I think that can be an issue for them tonight, too.
Well, I mean, Bobby Slowick, the offensive coordinator for the Texans, he has been under fire the last few weeks for the losses, but I think he's going to dial up their free agent acquisition, Joe Mixon, and I think he might have a big night tonight for the Houston Texans. Early prediction for me, I think Houston's going to win by a couple of touchdowns. I'm going to go ahead and say 34-13. It's just one of those years where Dallas is not going to be good. Injuries, lost a lot in the offseason, didn't really add much. And with Dak being hurt, they have no running game. Offensive line is kind of weak. Defense is kind of weak. I just don't really see much going on tonight for the Cowboys, unfortunately. How about you? What are your thoughts on tonight's game?
I think Houston's going to win, but I think it's going to be a lot closer than what maybe people are thinking. You and I, we've talked about this before. This is still a professional football team, and they're bad, but they're not like, we're not talking like they're 0-16 Detroit bad, even with Cooper Rush.
Yeah.
And the way Houston has been playing lately, again, I go back to, if Houston plays like they have the last couple weeks, Dallas definitely can beat them. Will they? I don't think so. But this idea, like this is automatically going to be like a 42-7 or something like that. I don't see that either.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Well, we got the Monday night game tonight. It's Houston at Dallas. But this wasn't the only big event that happened over the weekend, Terry. We had a boxing match.
Are we really going there that quick?
I mean, might as well while we're still coherent.
It was a terrible. I mean, it was. I don't know why. And me and you were talking about this earlier. I don't know why I bought into it when it was going to be in July, that it was going to be something that was way better. I don't know why I did, but it turned out not to be. I mean, it turned out to be pretty crappy.
Yeah, unfortunately, I mean, back in July when they had the whole big glove, went from 10 ounces, I think, to 14 ounces. There was a big of a question mark for me there. So, unfortunately, the quality of the matches weren't that great except for the women's fight. The women's fight was actually great.
Oh, yeah, that was awesome.
My issue with the whole thing, and this is kind of where I was piggyback onto another sport atmosphere, is Netflix and the streaming and the complaints of the streaming. It was just a failure in that regard. A lot of people got kicked out. A lot of people had to back out of Netflix, go back in.
Yeah, I had problems so I ended up not watching it live like I wanted to because I couldn't get on. Like it just kept freezing every 5 seconds. And this is a streaming service that's taking over some NFL games and such. And so I understand that this was kind of like hey, this is a practice, but you got to be better.
And this has been a problem for Netflix because they've tried to do live shows in the past, like with reality shows or whatnot.
Didn't they get like a big F1 or something like that they're about to?
Well, I maybe F1, but I know one is WWE.
Yeah.
So they have the rights to Raw and SmackDown, two of their weekly shows on TKO, who owns UFC and WWE. So Monday nights, Friday nights, they're going to be aired live on Netflix starting January 6th of 2025. And if I was a shareholder, if I was a board member, if I had any interest in TKO, I'd be concerned about that.
Well, now, the one thing you can do with that, and it's something that they might do, they should have probably done about it, you can tape delay the live, and so that'll help a lot with your streaming issue.
That might be what they have to do for the first few months because they need this to be successful. Why does Houston look like the Atlanta Falcons?
To me, they're like the Chicago Bears.
I think Nico. Nico looks good. He looks healthy. I really think he's gonna have a good game. Obviously, you and I are both Cowboy fans,
but we don't hate Houston.
Oh, we don't. Yeah, neither of us hate Houston. I want Dallas to just do well. Like I want to see some promise. I want to see some stars at certain positions. I want some hope for the future.
Yeah, that's even if we don't feel like it's going to happen this year, just get us some hope for the future, and we can figure out from there if that makes sense.
Let me see here. What were your thoughts on the weekend? I just watched Red Zone on Sunday.
I mean, that's what I did. Good. It was fun Sunday.
Yeah.
Nothing stood out. I mean, there was some good games, but like a couple weeks ago, you had the most ever noon games at once, and like every one of them, it felt like went down to the last minute or two.
Yeah.
It wasn't quite that good, but I mean, it was still a blast.
Yeah, I was kind of shocked because and you had called it like Green Bay, Chicago. Braxton Jones with trucking the Green Bay secondary player as Swift scored the touchdown. That was awesome. Indianapolis Colts quarterback Anthony Richardson's trucking that Jet defender on his way to one of his 2 touchdowns. That was awesome.
Oh, by the way, real quick, we do want to report that before the game, sheet metal from the top of the roof fell. The stadium actually was going to be open tonight because it's a beautiful temperature day in the sun. I mean, after the rain this morning, it was a beautiful day. But because of that, they had to close the roof. So now the stadium's falling apart.
Yeah, it's only been 15 years, but now we got to get a new stadium, I guess. Where in the DFW Metroplex is Dallas going to go?
What now? Sorry.
Where in the DFW Metroplex is the Cowboys going to go now?
Back to the Cotton Bowl.
Oh, man. Oh, Dandy Don Meredith. Let me try to look.
Yeah,
here.
Hector Guzman said that the WWE is 10 years with Netflix.
Oh, that's pretty good. That's kind of the same length as their Saudi Arabia deal. I know their deal with Fox was only for 5 years. I guess it was from 2019 to present. And by Hector replying, I'm guessing everybody can hear us. So
Yeah, okay.
Thank you, Hector, for posting in the comments.
Hector used to do a little stuff with me over at Lone Star Gridiron.
Oh, cool. Cowboy game is going to start in the next 10 minutes. Joe Buck, Troy Aikman on the call.
So I think we should.
Oh, yeah. I forgot we had these.
This is our secondaries, not our first areas. Secondaries and first. Get it? Secondaries and
Yes,
first
Terry,
areas.
you're a genius. You're hilarious.
I know. I'm an award-winning.
You're a Grammy award-winning something. Piece of something. Kobe.
No, I didn't crash.
Oh, come on. It's only been 4 years.
So is that it? So, again, my playing basketball. Well, I say my playing basketball days were before Kobe, but I still shot hoops, and stuff. And I never heard anybody do the Kobe, but apparently that was like a generational thing.
It's a generational
thing.
it wasn't my generation. It wasn't your generation.
So it wasn't yours either? Okay.
No, it would have been Jordan in my generation.
Well, no, but I was still what year did Kobe get in the league?
98.
Yeah.
96.
Yeah. So I was working at the athletic club in Longview playing basketball.
But he was doing air balls in his first couple of years.
No. I'm saying though, I was playing, I stopped playing basketball around,
you would have been yours would have been Mikan.
Anyway, I stopped playing consistently playing basketball at a gym or a workout place around 2007.
Yeah.
So you would have thought in that 9-year period, somebody would have been yelling Kobe.
Yeah.
Man, the helicopter was just too loud.
Oh, okay. To Bob Cousy, player you can relate to. Oh. This is actually not bad. So we were doing a shot of 99 proof or 99 brand black cherries.
Well, it's 99 proof.
Oh, yeah. I did black cherry flavor. What flavor did you do?
I don't want to say. I don't want to say.
Okay.
I did watermelon.
Oh, yeah.
You wanted to fight me for it. By the way, there's 9,000, I think, people watching. How y'all doing?
Hello. Hola. ¿Cómo está? That's all I know.
We're in a commercial break now. I will say this. Are the Cincinnati Bengals the toughest luck team when it comes to what their offense is? And I think now we're realizing their defense has got to be not rebuilt, but that's the thing they've got to fix to get Joe Burrows back to the Super Bowl. Or is Joe Burrows one of those? Is he going to be like Dan Marino? He gets there really early, so we just all assume, he's going to be going for years, and then he never gets back.
So T. Higgins and Jamar Chase are the Marks brothers. No, I really think they have the defensive coordinator. They just don't have the defensive talent. Because when Lou Anarumo has some sort of semblance of talent on the defensive side, he is great with second half adjustments. You kind of saw it last night against the LA Chargers. By the way, a great game. Jim Harbaugh has just proven at multiple levels along his career that he can remake a franchise and make it more disciplined. This same Charger team, actually a lesser version. This is a lesser version of the talent-wise of the Charger team from last year, and they're 7-3 this year, but they're very disciplined. That is a very big and very big deal. And it doesn't hurt that Joe Alt is really helping J.K. Dobbins and Gus
You're
Edwards.
so into the one lineman you think's just like destroying everybody.
Have you not watched them
No,
play?
he's awesome, dude. I love watching
he is
him.
plowing. Like,
Hey,
he is plowing. No, not even. He's
plowing
getting,
like Grant on nickel night.
yes, basically. He's getting 2 yards at least. This is really helpful for someone like Dobbins. Dobbins, if you look at him now, he's gained a little bit of weight. He's kind of like went from. You remember Michael Turner back in the day?
Turner.
He went from Burner Michael Burner Turner to Michael, thick bone.
Kareem Hunt's done the same thing in a good way.
Got a little thicker.
Got a little thicker.
Which, if you watch J.K. Dobbins this year, he still has the speed, not as much as he had when he was younger, but he looks a little bit bigger.
No, I agree. I think a lot of it's the rehabbing from 2 major injuries in 3 years. He's from LaGrange, Texas, went to Ohio State, had a great career at Ohio State. As they're talking to Micah Parsons now, it's the Cowboys, it's the Texans, it's Monday night, and this sucks.
We thought this was going to be a much more high-profile game,
dude,
when we looked at the schedule back in August, but
dude,
Terry was clearly wrong about this.
Look at the stripes on their sleeve. They're fake. They don't even go all the way around anymore.
Oh.
God, Jerry's chimping on everything nowadays.
Well, he has to pay that child.
You're right. The helmet, when you look at the Texans helmet right there, it does look like the Atlanta Falcons.
Michael Parsons, I mean, he's just having fun. Some people will say, oh, he should be practicing and working out and stuff. I'm like, he's working out and practicing. Let him have fun. Let him do a little sumo stuff. Let him hang out with Stroud a little bit.
Well, the thing that what people don't understand when you're doing things like that, like you're having a training session with what he's talking about is, again, we're assuming you're watching, but if you're not, what he's talking about, they were showing Parsons and C.J. Stroud this offseason, both went to Japan together kind of on a football ambassador thing.
Yeah.
And so it showed them like throwing out the first pitch at a baseball game. It also showed them doing some sumo. And what people don't understand is when you're being active like that, you're burning calories. You're working out. Just because you're not in the weight room or you're not doing football drills, if you're being active, playing basketball, we were talking about, doing things like that, you're still being active. And I think, and I get so tired of they need to concentrate on football 24/7. That is so stupid.
Yeah.
Go concentrate on your burger flipping for 24/7.
Jeez.
I get, it's annoying that you get these people that say, oh, because A, they make a lot of money, or B, they play football or any sport, that means they have to dedicate more time, which they already do, by the way.
Oh, yeah.
They already dedicate more time, but then that they have to dedicate even more time. It's just an annoying thing for me.
Oh, I see what grinds your gears, sir.
You know what grinds my gears?
So, yeah. I don't really have a problem with Micah Parsons going and enjoying the 5-6 months he has of off season. I saw him on Sunday. He was, he was working hard. He was playing hard. He looks like he's still just as good as he was when he came out of Penn State in 2020.
Oh, he looked great last week. 2 sacks.
So, again, I'm okay with it. But I can see where...
No. There's no excuse for people getting mad at him having a podcast and, well, it's in season. He shouldn't have a podcast. Why?
Oh, podcast. Yeah, I'm okay with that. I mean, then get mad at Kelsey. The Kelsey brothers doing it. But then people will say, oh, well, they're successful.
Yeah, so's Michael Parsons, folks.
Again, this is a very team-oriented sport. You can't just individualize it. This is the most American thing to do. And it doesn't work this way. Like, that's why I like movies like Die Hard and what was that Bob Odenkirk movie we were talking about earlier?
Ordinary Guy or something like that.
Something like that. Yeah, we always want to celebrate the individual. And we try to do that in football.
Well,
we tried because like the MVP is always going to go to a quarterback. We're always trying to find these stars, but these stars will be nobodies without the team.
You can tell we're feeling ourselves tonight. So our country has this weird thing where we want to be a superpower, but we also want to be the underdog.
Yeah.
Like we want to do both. Like
yeah.
you can't be both. You have to be one or the other. And it's the same,
Yeah.
you can't, you can't want to be the loser who wins at the end, but also be the guy who wins from the beginning. And that's just one of those weird things we do with our storytelling and stuff.
Yeah.
But it's just like, it's the same thing with the team. We want to scream team, but then we want to only certain positions judge them by championships.
Yeah.
Like nobody is saying Jason Witten shouldn't get into the Hall of Fame because he has no champions. Now you'll hear some people say, well, the Cowboys didn't have as good playoff success, but it won't be held against him.
Right.
It's held against someone like Tony Romo. It's held against someone, like we always talk about, like, Ken Anderson should be in the Hall of Fame.
I'm still shocked that he's not.
He didn't win a Super Bowl.
Long-time starter, made it to the Super Bowl. I think it was the MVP in 81, right?
Yeah.
No, you said their uniforms look like the Bears. I still think they look like the Falcons.
I said that earlier. I said, you're right when you look at that helmet the right way.
I feel they should change the color of the logo or change the color of the helmet. Make it a white helmet, keep the logo the way it is, and then have that logo on their helmet for the Texans, it just doesn't pop out. And I really think have a red helmet with that logo, something other than blue.
I'm all for them having a red helmet as a full-time, and I don't mean the one with the horn. I'm sorry. And it wasn't the helmet, just that whole look doesn't look good.
Yeah.
See, like that red helmet right there with the blue is beautiful. Right there. Yeah, that's beautiful. What we're saying right there. Like people, again, we're assuming everybody's watching the game.
Yeah.
That is a perfect look right there. That should be their full-time look.
And I always liked it when they had the blue helmet with the all-white uniform.
Yeah, that's fine too. Again, everybody has multiple looking helmets now, so keep the blue in rotation. We're not saying get rid of it, but this rebranding, in my opinion, has been a failure.
Yeah, and it's just so crazy that they had a whole marketing department that come up with this, and they did a whole poll with the Houston community, and they came up with this trash.
Well, now the Houston community it was only that third helmet. They didn't. Okay. Yeah. And again, I'm not a fan of the third helmet, but that is literally what the Houston fan base wanted, so I'm perfectly fine with that.
It must have looked good in the photos more than on the field because.
Well, no, that's that whole aesthetic is part of Houston. That color, the way they do that. No,
and that's fine, but it could have been designed better for sure.
Maybe. I just think that's the look that they wanted. I mean, I don't like it, but they do. So, I mean, that's literally all the Houston. I don't know a Houston fan that has said they don't like the third look because, as they say, that's what Houston is.
What do you think of D'Amico Ryans as head coach for the Texans?
I think just like C.J. Stroud, year two, they're learning. Teams have learned them, and so they've now got to adjust to how teams have adjusted to them. I think he's perfectly fine. I was listening to some a Houston show, and they're acting, and this is how fans are. They're acting like the shine's off of him, and I don't think it's that much, but I do think that I think Houston thought that they would be further along right now.
Brandon Arbery kicks it off. Houston takes it. Robert Woods to the 23-yard line.
How has Robert Woods not been a Cowboy? He feels like a future Cowboy. He's going to be our number 2 next year.
I always like playing defense to start the game.
I do too. I love the ball in second half. See, like right now, this is like a combination of it's like the Atlanta Falcons and the Chicago Bears got drunk and had a baby.
Yeah.
And it's this weird amalgamation of a kind of black blue, like you can't tell. Like that looks black right there.
Yeah.
But when it gets closer, I'm sorry, it looks African American. And then when it gets closer.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Appreciate it.
All right, so let's see what the Cowboy defense can do and what this Houston offense can do. I think you're going to see Joe Mixon a lot. Of course, they then throw it immediately. There's a fat flag down.
Touchdown to Nico Collins.
No, there's a flag. It's holding.
Jeez.
It's holding.
Yeah. I mean,
No, you could tell it. He
Yeah.
threw it out to the wide receiver. Or ineligible man, I'm sorry. I thought it was holding, but either one. That flag, you could see that flag. I said something else, though.
well, Nico's healthy. Oh, Laramie Tunsil.
He's had a struggle this year. Let's see this.
You know, I had a.
Hang on, let's see if this is going to be a.
So he's the left tackle. It's on
That-
the left side.
Oh yeah.
What was Tunsil thinking?
He just got so what he's thinking is you're expecting that defensive end to chip you enough to keep you in time, but the defensive end undercut. He knew. Yeah. The defensive end undercut him, so he didn't stop. Literally, he didn't stop himself because you're so used to that end being there that you go, I'm going to chip and move.
He's Tunsil's like a normal good defense would have chipped.
And now we got another flag.
Let's see. This might have been on the Cowboys.
For what?
Face mask.
Defensive
probably.
holding.
Let's see. You got it.
I hate defensive holding. I think we can officially say Mozzie Smith has been a bust.
Oh, yeah. And
Dallas just doesn't look. Dallas since 2009, great at drafting offensive linemen. Yeah, he is technically holding. Dallas since then drafting defensive linemen. You got DeMarcus Lawrence, Dorrance Armstrong, but he was kind of a diamond in the rough. I think the thing that surprised me the most, and you know, I know Deron Bland hasn't been there, but how bad the secondary has been.
Well, yeah. I mean, I think they benefited the last 3 years with the aggressive pass rush.
But Dallas still is good. I mean, Dallas is still getting. You know, I think they have the best win rate in the league. I think they're top 6 in sacks. I mean, I don't think that's. I thought that too, but I don't know. Maybe it's just Dan Quinn knew how to call the defense for this group. You know, and that does matter
against weaker competition.
Against weaker competition. That's a good point.
Because as you're watching now with Washington, they lost to Pittsburgh in Washington. Now Pittsburgh's 8-2, great win against Baltimore, but they lost Thursday night to the
and they
Eagles.
They should have lost 3 in a row. A Hail Mary.
Yeah, Hail Mary saved them. A close. They actually had a pretty close game against the Giants in East Rutherford.
Yeah, 27-22. You're right.
So this is what I expected with Dan Quinn. I'm happy they're doing well. This is a step in the right direction.
How do you let?
But in year 2 and 3, I think the Washington franchise is going to realize this is the ceiling for a Dan Quinn coach team. I don't think they'll ever be in contention for a Super Bowl, but I think they'll be a team that can get to 9-10 wins with him.
I think with that offense, I mean, let's remember Dan Quinn took a team to the Super Bowl.
No, that is true. That is true. I just don't think someone like Kingsbury is going to be there for a while.
I just don't understand this secondary. Like, so the play before, they just ran a simple out to Dalton Schultz on a 3rd and 4.
Yeah.
And I don't even know the dude's name, Butler, number 31 for the Cowboys. He's 15 yards off on 3rd and 4. Like, it just makes no sense to me.
John Mechie with a catch. He's a guy, he had cancer, was out for his rookie year in 22. Kind of been seldomly used, but because of injuries.
Joe Mixon for the touchdown. Wow.
Untouched. He basically jogged in.
As long as he doesn't hit a woman, we're okay.
Anyway, go back to Mechie. He's a guy that was seldom used. Kind of got used a little bit more last week in the loss to the Texans, the Lions. Did pretty well, actually. That's just, yeah. That's just excellent blocking by the Texans' offensive line. Joe Mixon, free agent acquisition from the Cincinnati Bengals with a touchdown. He's kind of, like Joe Buck says, fountain of youth. I mean, he's 28 years old, 27, 28 years old, so he's not like he's old.
Yeah, but in running back years, he's... Here, man the fort down for a second.
All right.
The first of many. The tinkle breaks. 13,000 people just got excited.
Yeah. Oh, 6-0 Houston. 12:42 left in the first quarter. Let's see here. They're going to go for extra points. Fairbairn gets it. 7-0 Houston. We're going to commercial break. I guess when we come back, talk more about the rest of the week 11 in the NFL. When Terry gets back, we're going to talk about our fantasy football weekend. I'm in 5 different fantasy leagues. OutDrank The Coverage has 2 leagues of their own. Hey, Terry's back.
Hey, we're doing pretty good on both of us in our 2
So,
leagues.
yeah, I was going to ask you, how are you doing in all of your fantasy leagues, and then also how we both are doing in the
Are you talking about like for the season or for the league?
Yeah. So, how many leagues are you in?
I'm in 7 leagues, and I'm probably going to make the playoffs in for sure 4, maybe 5. I have 2 leagues where I'm struggling.
Okay.
There's still outside chances, but probably not.
Okay.
In our league, I started really slow in one of them, but I've gotten better. But I'm about to lose 2 in a row, so I'm like 4-6. And then in the other league, I'm in first place in the one that has the 2 divisions. I'm in second place in my division, but I should make the playoffs. But it's funny, that's the one that I'm having quarterback issues because Dak was my quarterback. He wasn't really playing great anyway. And then, of course, he's injured. So now I've got a trio of Matt Stafford, Bo Nix, and Jameis Winston. I'm going to have to trade one of them. I think the trade deadline is, this week or next week?
It's coming up.
I need to trade one of them because if you have, fantasy, it's like in real life. If you have too many quarterbacks, you have no quarterback.
Right.
Because you just end up, I got lucky this week because of the 2 that I was picking from, Stafford and Bo Nix, they basically put up the same great numbers, like almost identical. If I'd have picked Jameis Winston, then I would have had a very, I think he got like 9 or like 12 points when Stafford and Nix both had like over 40.
And that's the thing with fantasy football. A lot of it, there are certain players you're going to start every week.
Oh, yeah.
And we had this discussion over the weekend.
I keep putting Tony Dorsett in there. He's going to get me 100. I just know it.
Yeah. I think he's going to be going to, discount tire with his wife.
Oh, that's right. You saw him there once.
Yeah.
And you saw him on a plane. You have seen Tony Dorsett twice in random spots. One of them makes sense because y'all are both going or coming back from the Hall of Fame. Again, we talked about that we did a special Thanksgiving show that I'm going to put up tomorrow on Patreon, and I'll link it and everything. We had a lot of fun doing that. Way more videos not shown, but we just started talking about the memories. That's why I kind of wanted to do that one just to have, even as bad as this season is. They're talking about the roof earlier today. Look at that. Oh, it did.
I didn't realize Lisa Salters was with the former Connecticut Sun, now Indiana Fever head coach.
Well, now you just gave me something good to think about. Anyway, we did a Thanksgiving Thanksgiving show, and I love this time of year with football.
Yeah.
I just absolutely love this time of year with football. And even when the Cowboys are bad, I'm still going to be there Thursday. Not this coming Thursday, of course, but Thanksgiving Thursday, I'm still going to watch them play the Giants and still get into it.
Might win.
I would say they should win.
It could be DeVito magic.
Turpin, big return up across the 35.
Too,
and we've got a flag. Yeah. Son of a biscuit. Better be a face mask.
While we're assessing the penalty, let's talk about the New York Giants.
Oh, wow.
Big fight.
Wow. There were more punches thrown in this one than the Jake Paul, Mike Tyson fight. Just saying.
Oh, come on.
You know what it's like when Houston and Dallas get together?
Hey, how legitimate was that fight?
Terrible.
It almost sounded like Jake Paul was talking to Mike Tyson during the fight. Like, it was almost a little WWE.
Yeah, I think it was more. There was always an exhibition. Oh, you mean like scripting? Yeah, 100%. That was all fake.
Whoa. You can't say the word fake.
And holding against the Cowboys.
Yeah. It's all right.
And why can't I say it was fake? It was fake.
Well, in certain professions, that's
I'm not talking about wrestling. I'm talking about the boxing match was fake. It was staged.
That is a slur.
There was never any intent for that to be a real fight. Where's the? Oh, there it is. Oh my God, Jesus! This is what
wasn't even necessary.
Yes, that is what I
Look
just.
at Kami Fairbairn, like doing a little push for a tackle.
Dude, this.
Hey Terry.
I'm down. This is the thing that frustrates me. If you just don't have the talent, that's fine.
Yeah,
But to just continually make the same mistakes over and over and over, and nothing gets done about it. Cooper Rush 5-2 in his career, but he's only lost to the Eagles, so he'll win tonight. I was really disappointed that last week. I really thought, at least with Cooper, you would see them still try to go down the field, and they didn't. Everything was 4 and 5 yards, 4 and 5 yards, and I just here we go again. This isn't going to work. Great move by CeeDee Lamb to get him a first down, but you can't rely on that every play.
This worked yesterday in Denver. The Denver Broncos, basically whooped the Atlanta Falcons. What was it, 38-6? Bo Nix scored 4 touchdowns. But Bo Nix, this is what he did at Oregon. Bo Nix was just doing screens to his talented receivers.
What is it about a Kirk Cousins team when they lose, they lose?
It was
like they get slaughtered, man.
Yeah, it was pretty bad, dude. And I really feel bad because Atlanta invested on some key positions that they were lacking, and like they got Judon, they got.
I mean,
Justin
you feel bad about what? They're still in perfect position to
really
make the
feel bad for someone
playoffs.
like Justin Simmons. Justin Simmons was a veteran with the Broncos. He came in right after they won their last Super Bowl with Peyton Manning. Has never made it to the playoffs. He's in a prime opportunity still to make the play. Huh?
I thought we were talking about the Falcons.
Yeah, Justin Simmons.
No, but I'm saying, what do you feel bad for? They're 2 games in front in first place.
They're 1 game in front.
No, they're 6 and 5.
Only care about the loss column.
Well, no.
Right now, they haven't played the same amount of games.
But yeah, they've actually played 1 more game.
Yeah.
So again, they're
Tampa's
actually
4 and 6, right?
Yeah, and they're 6 and 5. That's 2 games.
So 1 game in the loss column.
Yeah, they're still 2 games up. My point is, my point is, what do you feel bad for them? They're still in perfect. And a lot of I think it's just the NFL these days. Just when you're getting beat, you just go screw it. We're just getting beat. We're out. We're just going to get our tails beaten. Let's go in.
I think they'll win the division.
I think they will. Well, yeah, because I just
Michael Penix Jr. did come in late in the game, and he had that soft touch, soft left like he did in college.
And punting. This
3
team's
now?
terrible. Yeah, again,
I'm shocked.
For those that are for some people that are wanting Dallas next year to get Deion Sanders' son, but keep Dak.
No. They also want Deion Sanders to be the head coach.
Well, I know, but I'm just saying mainly they want the quarterback.
Shedeur Sanders.
And so just look at Atlanta. That's why you don't do that. Atlanta legitimately threw away a draft pick for a position that they would need now to help them get to a Super Bowl, all for the future. That still just
they
blows my mind.
They should have got Dallas Turner. Oh, fake. Oh my gosh! Well scouted.
Well, I mean, it wasn't. I mean, yes, but it was also you never throw a fake punch short of the sticks. Oh, he's lighting into Fossil.
Threw a floater. John Met. I just referenced him earlier.
Yep.
Cancer survivor. Had a big game last week against the Lions. Big tackle on special teams.
This team is just laughably bad. I am not.
Dak in the building. Oh, he is also not happy.
I am not the biggest believer in this. I don't think it really accomplishes anything. But at this point, just fire the staff. Just put Al Harris as head coach.
They're going to finish the season.
Oh, I know they are, and I'm saying it's pointless.
I like Al Harris too, but I think it's just going to be a roster turnover.
So you think they're going to keep Mike McCarthy next year?
No, they're going to hire Deion Sanders.
No, I don't think they're going to hire Deion.
But honestly, I do think Bill Belichick will be a head coach in the NFL next season. I just don't know for who.
I don't know anymore.
I love his.
With him dating
I love
that
his
chick,
YouTube channel.
With him dating that chick and him doing YouTube, I don't know if he just doesn't. He doesn't scream to me like I want to get back into coaching.
He might not want to, but there'll be interest in him.
Oh
next
yeah, there'll
season.
be. Well, I say that there might be. Outside of Jerry, hey, here we go.
It'd be stupid if
Dallas with a sack. That is the one thing Dallas is still.
Diggy Zua.
That is the one thing Dallas still has done well as they get to the quarterback. It's just when you give up 200 yards rushing, the quarterbacks don't have to throw as much.
Well, and also when your offense doesn't support you, it kind of is demoralizing.
How many possessions till Trey Lance gets the snap?
Because the Cowboys don't have him signed for next season.
This isn't about. So here's the thing. And I said this on Sports Rehab and took a lot of flack for this. We can joke all we want, but again, if you win this game and you beat the Giants, you're almost got a great screen pass right there, and it's going to be a first down almost. Basically, it's going to be field goal though when you should have had them in a punt.
They should go for it because.
But jokes aside, if Dallas wins this game and they win next week at Thanksgiving, they're 4-6. They're still in the playoff hunt.
Oh, here we go.
No, I'm saying you've got to try all your.
You think Cowboys are going to win at Washington next Sunday?
Huh? No, I'm sorry. I'm thinking about. I was thinking about Thanksgiving.
Oh yeah,
I keep forgetting there's one game.
I think they will beat the Giants.
I think they could beat.
Oh my goodness! I told you the Cowboys are going to win this. No, I'm playing.
You said go for it too, which was not a bad call.
Yeah.
You just said it best, though. I mean, it's. Hang on. Alexa, stop. It's not. I mean, Washington should have lost 3 in a row, dude.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just like this game.
Yeah.
The Texans have lost, what, 2 in a row?
2 in a row. Yeah, they were 6-2. Now
So, Dallas is terrible, but this is still an NFL team. I mean, this still has some NFL talent. So, yeah, if rolling Trey Lance out there, if Cooper Rush doesn't do something in a couple possessions, roll Trey Lance out there and just see what happens. Bring Will Greer in. They re-signed him. Pull up for practice squad right now. Okay. But, I mean, you've until you're officially out of the playoffs or you officially go into – we're just going to completely, we're going to tank, and Dallas can't tank. All the fans, and I know not all 13,000 of y'all are Cowboy fans, but for the ones that are, and y'all claim that y'all want to tank, Justin Tuck said it best after they lost like the first, they lost 2 in a row. Y'all want to tank, and y'all can't even handle losing 2 games in a row. If you want to tank, that means tank. That means 3-14, and I don't think our fan base can handle that. So you can't tank. And also, again, we were just talking about it earlier, dude. You got the Lions, you got the Vikings.
Yeah.
Who else in the NFC right now is scary? Nobody. There's not one other team.
Really, the Lions, like the Vikings are very shaky 8. The Vikings are a very shaky 8-2 team. So are the Eagles. The Lions are the only team I think is legit Super Bowl contender.
And I don't even know if they are.
Betting wise, they're the favorites.
Yeah.
I think them and the Bills are the top 2 teams right now. The Chiefs, I respect that they can win.
I still think it's Baltimore and the Lions. I still think Baltimore is the best team in the NFC.
I would like to see Baltimore do it because, you and I are both big fans of Lamar Jackson. They've hit a rough patch recently, but you see they're resilient. Adding Derrick Henry, such a great move. And it's just the thing where they
just can't beat Pittsburgh. Lamar Jackson's now 1-8 against Pittsburgh.
Pittsburgh is such a different team with a strong quarterback, like Russell Wilson.
Yeah, but they still didn't score a touchdown yesterday.
Hey, they got the Boz, the real Boz.
That's still Pittsburgh. I love what they do, but they still. You've got to be able to consistently score to be good in the playoffs, and they can't.
I am so happy that Peyton Wilson made that big play on the interception. He was a guy that won the Big Nagurski Award last season.
Yeah.
NC State linebacker. He's a rookie this year. 24-year-old guy. I think he was a fifth-year senior. He had a huge interception against the Ravens. The guy got the ball. I think it was Justice Hill. Justice Hill caught it.
That was a great play, dude.
Peyton Wilson basically kept like jawing with him and then stripped the ball essentially to cause the interception. It wasn't really a fumble; it's an interception. But that's just the effort that is taught in Pittsburgh that no other team can replicate. Apparently,
Yeah.
it's just the ability to just scrap and just have that kind of effort to where you're just always in a position to where you're gonna change the field of position. And I just have so much respect for Tomlin and what he's done in the 18 years.
Yeah, but at what point does the not winning playoff games?
Well, let's see what happens. They're 8-2 now. I just watched CD Lamb on a reverse.
Hey, Dallas has gotten back-to-back first downs.
12, 13 yards.
And they're doing different things. The first one was a little fake screen. Then they hit Pender shot down the middle of the field. And then that time they did an end around with Lamb. I guess Brandon Cooks just isn't coming back.
I haven't heard from him all year.
He had an infection, and then he was on IR, and great run blitz right there.
Yeah.
See, that's one of those, hey, bad play, but that's not on. I mean, that was just a great call by the defense. Run blitz by the safety right into the A gap, right where Waddle was going. I like Waddle. I think if he had a good, I'm not saying he could be your number one back, but you know,
he's worth keeping.
For the last 4 weeks, he's actually led the league in yards per with 5.2.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
They just haven't. I mean, they've gotten down so far.
Yeah.
You know, they haven't been able to stick with the running game, even though they did with the Eagles for a while. And here he goes again with a nice little gain on 2nd and 12 to make it a manageable third. They're at about the Texans 40. I know that they're going to go, hey, if we don't make this, we've got Aubrey. But, dude, you got to go for it. You've got to stop accepting 3 points. You are the 3-6 Dallas Cowboys. It didn't work, but I respect at least trying the fake punt. You've got to pull out all the stops to figure out how to put points on the board. Big 3rd down and 8 right here with 6 minutes left of the first quarter. The Texans are up 7-0. Fake blitz. Nope, they come in late. Going to throw the ball.
What was that?
I have no clue. Interception by the Texans, and they just wipe away. Again, bring in Trey Lance at this point. Cooper ain't got it.
Well, he's complaining. Okay, Cooper Rush is complaining. Maybe it was a wrong route run by the
Nah, watch the throw.
That was tipped.
I'm watching it right now. They didn't really show.
Derek Stingley Jr. with the interception.
Okay, so whenever they was doing
Cooper Rush looks like there was some.
Well, he learned that from Dak.
Oh, okay. If he throws his hands up, then he's not at fault.
Yeah, exactly. Everybody will blame the receiver.
Okay.
You know, the teams running to the side or the end zone. Look, I got it during 2020. Nobody was there. The camera was there, so you celebrate. But let's come up with something new now, guys.
I think I'm gonna try some of this beach whiskey.
That's awesome, dude. Beach whiskey.
Hey,
so it's beach whiskey, but what?
This kettle corn.
Yeah, we got Lazy Dog Kettle Corn. You can find them on Facebook at Lazy Dog Kettle Corn. You can also go to 5gfarmstexas.com. They have, folks, snack packs for L4, for sideline to sideline, and for OutDrank The Coverage. So please check them out. Check out all of our sponsors. Our sponsors is what make these shows possible, and we do appreciate them, and we appreciate the fact that we've got looks like 15,000 people.
More people.
People are people.
So we gotta have some entertainment. So we are going to drop a special show.
We're gonna drop Grant and move on. Yeah, I've already said that.
We will drop Grant.
I already talked about the special show.
I promise. If we get to 30,000 viewers,
Grant's fired.
Grant's gone. He's for the streets.
We did a Thanksgiving show, and that'll be out. I'm gonna probably edit that tomorrow, and I'll put it up on Patreon first. Go to Patreon. Just go to patreon.com/L4 Media Company. For Thanksgiving, we'll put it up for free. We're trying to get more people just to come to our Patreon, and then I'll put it up on YouTube. But yeah, we had a lot of fun. We talked about some of the big Dallas Cowboy Thanksgiving moments and what Thanksgiving football meant to us, and just, you know, like I said earlier, it's just something I love. I love holiday football. I love Christmas football. I love Christmas Eve football. I think it's really, really awesome. I love New Year's Day. You know, that's why I used to love the bowl games, because of the holidays.
Yep.
I miss bowl games. I miss bowl games being fun.
That's what happens when you have playoffs. When you have
Oh, I don't think it's playoffs.
BCS.
I think just people don't care about the exhibitions as much
Well,
as they
there's
used
also
to.
like 80 of the. There was 40 bowls essentially at one point.
And that was perfect. Good season, you got a bowl. Now you're 4, 2, and 3, and you get a bowl.
I was gonna say. Oh, best uniform of the weekend. I think it was the Raiders and Dolphins.
Nah, I still don't. The all white Dolphins is the best look they have, but I still don't like their look. I mean, like their helmet and stuff.
Correct. Chiefs, Bills.
No, that's just been done too much. That's a great look, but I've seen it 1,000 times. Browns and Saints was very nice. I love the Browns with the white face mask. Give credit to the Browns. They have figured out. Okay, here we go. Let's watch this play first. Let's see what happened here. They faked the blitz. Oh, no, that was a terrible throw. I mean, not terrible throw. Rush thought he was going somewhere else. I don't know who's right or wrong. Rush thought he was going in. Lamb sat down on the route, and so here we are. But give credit to the Browns because they have a very basic look, but they have figured out how to have 20 different looks of that basic look.
Yeah, with the orange pants or, the all white.
The brown face mask, the white face mask,
is what you like the most.
the gray face mask. I really love the white helmet. To me, the all white, that should be their look on the road, all white.
Yeah.
I think that's awesome.
I think one uniform we're not talking about is the Colts and Jets.
Yeah, Colts and Jets look great.
Because they remind me of the old AFC East rivalry.
Thought
Ken O'Brien versus Jack Trudeau. The matchup that everybody always talked about.
Burt Jones. That's what I was trying to think of.
Burt Jones,
Former Shreveport,
MVP,
Louisiana.
76 MVP.
Do you realize at one point, Shreveport, Louisiana had Terry Bradshaw, Clint Stroud, Burt Jones, and I'm missing like 2 other quarterbacks. At one point, Shreveport, Louisiana was quarterback U for the NFL. Isn't that crazy?
That's crazy.
We have a flag on the play. Let's see what this is. Probably going to be against Dallas because it always is. Offsides on number 11. I don't mind those. DeMarcus Ware led the league in offsides.
Yeah, your favorite player of all time.
Your edge rusher, you're going to have, well, I keep going back between him and Ed Too Tall. But your edge rusher, you're wanting them to jump the snap. Sometimes they're going to jump a little early.
Yep.
3rd and 3 for the Texans, and they have looked sluggish. I mean, they had the one flag take away a touchdown, and then Joe Mixon had the big touchdown, but they haven't really went to Joe Mixon since then. And this is where Houston gets in trouble. I mean, not here because they get a first down.
Yeah.
But this is where they get in trouble.
Nico Collins.
You've got this dude in Joe Mixon. He has already a 42-yard touchdown or whatever that was, and then you've just stopped going to him. Is he hurt? Like, why have you stopped running the ball?
And this is the issues they've had in games where they're in the control, like with the Bills earlier in the season, who they did beat.
But
they're up big, and the Bills just came back. This team it could be the offensive coordinator, Bobby Slowick.
I think a lot of it's just the league too, man.
No, I mean,
early motion right there. How is that not a flag?
They're
seriously. How is that not a flag?
Yeah, I thought I saw a flag.
No, okay, there we go. I was about to say the left tackle kicked out. Larry Tunstall's having a struggle of a game so far here. Oh no, that's a flag by the. Wow.
Oh, it's gonna be on Dallas.
So they're. Wow, Houston got away with that. That should, if nothing else, should be penalties on both sides and replay the play. Yeah, this is just Dallas, though, man. It's just, and this is the thing. And I know people want to say, well, it's Jerry Jones is the constant, and he is. But Jerry Jones isn't going down and telling the players, hey, it's okay if we lead the league in penalties. But they continually are in the top 5 in penalties. And it's stupid penalties. Like, didn't really see much there.
Yeah.
But they also weren't really, I don't think they were showing the actual penalty. They were just showing the play.
Oh, they're not going to run. Okay.
Good pursuit on the backside there.
Oh.
But yeah, if Dallas loses this game and then the next game and then beats the Giants, I still think you've got to make some change somewhere. And if you don't want to, and I get it, don't fire Mike McCarthy, that's fine, but fire the defensive coordinator. You can't really fire the offensive coordinator now because you don't have your starting quarterback, even though the offense was struggling before. But fire your defensive coordinator. If you're going to continually give up tons of points, and I mean, this is just. Like, it's third down, and I have no illusion that Dallas is going to make a stop right here. Like, not even in any world do I think they make a stop unless the Texans mess up somehow.
All right, so you're sounding like someone that feels the Cowboys aren't going to win this game. There's no hope for this season. Let's be positive. Let's think about future. So what should Cowboys do after this season ends?
I mean, you have to rebuild your offensive line, rebuild your defense, sign Micah Parsons. I don't know, dude. I mean, again.
Do you sign Micah Parsons?
Dallas. Oh, look at that. Great defensive stop. I am shocked. Donovan Wilson's made the one play that he's made all year because he has been terrible this year after being very underrated for 2 or 3 years. Look, Dallas just, hubris, whatever you want to call it, they went from being one of the top rosters in the league to now one of the bottom, and they've got to figure out how to get back up to the top. You're going to have to draft great.
What head coach would be perfect for the Cowboys?
Well, I mean, I don't know. That's here we go. We're going to do a tush push.
You and I both know that Bill Belichick is a big guy that's always in love with Tom Landry.
Oh, I still think there's a great chance it's Bill Belichick. I just don't know, and it's going to be a first down and a touchdown.
Oh, wait.
Almost a touchdown. I think legitimately Trayvon Diggs is on the cut list this year. I think he's if he doesn't improve, he could be cut. His contract is not, oh my God, and I mean, and I'm not saying he should be cut, but something drastic has got to happen. You can't just keep running with the same guys and going, okay, when you're 12-5, 12-5, and 12-5, you can't when you're not 12-5. That's right. When you got to make changes. And I don't mean Micah Parsons. Yeah, it's a touchdown. All he has to do is touch the end zone. God, this is terrible. This is even worse than I thought it was going to be. And we didn't even think it was going to be good. To the 16,000 watching us. He's down. That'll come back.
Yeah, the referee just said he's ruled down by contact.
Oh, he did? Okay, I wouldn't. Oh, I just realized. What happened to the... Is yours still going?
Yeah.
Huh.
He's like, I already celebrated my touchdown. You better give me the ball again.
Oh, there we go.
Yeah, I mean, this is how we predicted this would play out. Houston's in control. I know there were optimists online saying that, Dallas going to get some turnovers. They're going to win 22-20.
They did get a turnover.
Yeah, but they're not going to capitalize on it.
Look how easy this is. Dude, Joe Mixon is embarrassing them with just how he and I'm not saying this as a knock, but how he's just being arrogant and cocky, and Dallas can't even do anything about it.
Yep.
Okay, how is that not a hold on Micah Parsons right there?
Well, 13-0 Texans. Fairbairn's going to kick the extra point. And, of course, since he's a great kicker, it's good. 14-0 Texans with 49 seconds left in the first quarter.
We will be right back. That means it's bug season. Heck, who am I kidding? It's always bug season in Texas. And that's why you need Grandeur Pest Solutions in your corner. They're locally owned and operated. They're trained, they're trustworthy, and they have a proven record as they have been in business for almost 10 years. They provide pest control against ants, bed bugs, bees, roaches, fleas, wasps, mosquitoes, rodents, spiders. If it crawls and you don't like it, they're probably going to take care of it for you. Now, they serve all of the Dallas-Fort Worth area, and they're locally owned. These two guys have been running this business since 2013, and every year they get bigger and bigger. But you know what they still do? They still have great customer service. In fact, if you get a hold of them, they're usually going to have your quote and your job ready to go within 48 hours. That's pretty good. Now, you can call them for a free estimate at 469-809-1769. You can find them online at Grandeur4, that's the number 4, shore.com. You can also find them on Facebook. Just type in Grandeur Pet Solutions, and we are so happy that they're title sponsor for OutDrank The Coverage in 2023.
And we're back.
And we're back. Hang on. Now, you're talking about it. What do you do if you're Dallas right now? And, I mean, that's the problem is, Dallas just, this all just happens so quickly.
Yeah.
And that's the NFL, man. You're always, you're either moving forward or you're moving backwards. You're never in place.
Yeah.
And you would think that by now Jerry would know that. And that's what did I do with the earbud?
I don't know.
Did I put it in here?
Good for you.
No.
Yeah, we have to start looking in the future. I want the high draft pick. I want to see Dallas pursue something, future forward. I was excited about 2016. I really wanted Dallas to get Jalen Ramsey, but we ended up getting.
Oh, there it is.
We ended up getting Ezekiel Elliott, and it ended up working out.
Did what?
Dallas ended up getting Ezekiel Elliott, and ended up working out for a few years.
Did it?
Yeah. He led the league in rushing twice. He was a constant presence with the Cowboys on the.
Yeah, but what if we got Jalen Ramsey and Derrick Henry in the second round? Again, even when Dallas drafts well, it's like there was other options that could have been better. I was very much on record saying I was not a fan. It wasn't that I thought Ezekiel Elliott was bad.
Yeah.
I just wasn't a fan of drafting a running back in the first round in today's NFL. As much as I like the Boise State running back, I don't want him drafting I don't want them drafting him in the first round.
Yeah.
Again, I think the biggest issue with Dallas right now is Dallas has went from a team that 2 years ago, had holes. Every team has holes, but
every team does. Yeah.
But for the most part, they were rated multiple years by not just Jerry Jones fans that they had a top 5 roster. Well, now where do you start? Offensive line needs help. Wide receiving core needs help. Running back core needs help. The full defense needs help.
I guess you start with what would give you the biggest improvement as far as chances to win a game.
You just at this point, you're drafting best available. Period. Outside of if it's a quarterback, you're drafting best available. And if it's something you do, and I'm not, again, especially if you end up with a top 5 or 10 pick, dude, trade down and get 3 more picks.
I'm trying to think what the best available would be at 5 or 10 right now with the prospects coming out next season. And I can't think of anybody.
Well, I haven't gotten to that mode yet. I don't watch college football thinking of pro.
And the thing is, would it be skill position or would it be a defensive player, like a defensive tackle?
Well, that's why I say I think you're just at this point best available player. That's why, again, you get a top 5 pick, you might trade that for 4 more picks.
Which is a better option for someone like Dallas who needs more than just one player. And it would be a step in the right direction because you know that my issue with the Cowboys as they're constructed now is they focus so much on their superstars that they neglected to actually.
Okay, again, you keep saying that, but who? Who are these superstars that they've?
Like I told you last week, Dak Prescott, CeeDee Lamb, Micah Parsons, Trayvon Diggs.
Okay, so Micah's not even signed yet.
Not yet.
Trayvon Diggs signed a very team-friendly deal. CeeDee Lamb and Dak Prescott are the only 2, but you had to sign them. Who did they? They didn't give up anybody to sign them.
What I'm saying is they focused so much on that they didn't really try to fill up the roster with competent players that would actually be competitive and make this team competitive.
I just don't understand that. Oh, wow. Oh, sorry. I keep forgetting we're watching Craven
the Hunter. I don't know what this is.
It's a DC, if I remember correctly, DC comic.
Okay, I don't know that
I
character.
just, I don't. I'm not saying you're wrong. I just don't see it. Like I don't see anybody that they let go because of they signed Dak or they let go because they were trying to sign CD.
I mean, like it's in spurts. So like Washington's a good example. They took Tyler Biotish, the center for the Cowboys.
Because Dallas didn't want him. Dallas, that wasn't a situation. Again, that wasn't a situation. Dallas was like, we don't think he is the center we need. We need to move forward without him.
And I think he was a really good center.
Oh, I think he was solid. I don't know how great he was.
I would have loved him with Cooper Beebe at right or left guard or right guard.
Oh, no, I'm not disagreeing with you. But I mean, his contract was up, and so they felt.
No, that's true. Dorrance Armstrong, who was proven to be a pretty solid pass rusher 2 years ago.
So guys like that, I don't think that's Dallas. That's them wanting to go where Dan Quinn is. Like Dante Fowler has now on his third team because of Dan Quinn. You see what I'm saying?
Dallas lost a lot of depth, and they didn't replace it with
now that
competent depth that would fit Mike Zimmer's defense.
I don't disagree with you there. I just think that the idea that it's because of Dak or CD Lamb's contract, I don't think that's correct.
It's not because of the contract per se, but it's because the Cowboys front office, their staff, they focus more on those guys than actually filling out their roster. They didn't try to address the running back situation when they really needed to. This is the stuff I'm talking about. Like, they didn't try to have a whole team. You can't say you're trying to be, and I know you're going to get triggered by this, you can't say you're trying to be all in if you're not trying to fill out the roster. And filling out the roster doesn't mean getting Royce Freeman and Ezekiel Elliott.
Again, no. I think you're thinking that they did that like, hey, we this is all we have. We can't do anymore. And I'm thinking they just got arrogant about their roster ability and thought, hey, Royce Freeman.
So now we're saying the same thing.
Yeah, but I'm not. You're saying it's because of they were concentrating on superstars. I don't think it has anything to do with that. I think this team. I think.
Okay.
You see what I'm saying?
I guess I should have clarified. I think they felt that they were good at everywhere else. That they just wanted to focus on their talent, their superstars, their core four, as you will. Maybe that's what most teams do. They do their core four and then just fill out the rest. I always say, look at the teams that are great: the Chiefs, the Bills, the Lions. Their whole roster is there's not many weak spots on their rosters because they add depth over the years in the draft, in free agency. And
we got a flag.
Turpin.
Got a flag though.
Joe Buck is hopeful. Okay, can you just be happy? Maybe it'll stand.
They're acting like it'll stand.
Everybody's cheering. Horns are blowing. Joe Buck has willed it to be against Houston. It's against Houston. Cowboys touchdown.
Good to see a big play.
Let's go. Cooper Rush, MVP. Let's go. Right? High five?
Oh, sorry. High five.
Okay.
So again, I don't necessarily. I agree with what part of your thing. You just keep saying it's got something to do with the superstars. I don't think it has anything to do with Dak. I don't think it has anything to do with CD Lamb. I think that this team had been really good about finding the kind of the retreads and all. And I think that they have gotten arrogant about that and think that they could again, and they couldn't. That's my argument.
We're saying the same thing.
Oh yeah, we are. We're just the how they got there, and I just think that's and not you saying. I'm not saying you're saying. I just think too many people have gotten so hung up about Dak's contract, and folks, Dak's contract in 2 years is going to be about the 10th biggest
market value.
It's very much market
That's
value.
all it is. As much as I don't care for it, it is market value.
And no, you cannot draft a quarterback every 5 years and expect to be consistently good. It won't happen. You know why nobody's ever done it? Because you just can't do that. That's why San Francisco will end up signing Brock Purdy.
Jonathan Mingo.
He's in the wrong town. But that's why San Francisco will end up signing Brock Purdy, because even them, who's very like, hey, we can fit any quarterback we want, they realize you can't just get lucky.
I bet they're regretting signing Ayuk to that deal.
Well, when he tears his knee, yeah. I didn't understand them signing that when they drafted his replacement. Just trade the dude. Or just tell Brandon Ayuk, dude, you're playing on this contract. If you don't want to, then you're out for the year. See you next year. And, good luck.
All right, let's see here. Kickoff. Oh, fumble.
I'm telling you what,
Houston.
dude. Texans are playing their best to keep Dallas in this damn game. Uh-oh, somebody's hurt for Dallas. Oh, no, is that over, Sean?
No. Someone else.
Boy, Pierce is somebody that's disappeared.
I still don't get this. Just take the damn mouth guard off if you're not going to have it. Why is it just dangling there?
Oh, no, that was 14 that got hurt, not 13. Not that I don't want 14 hurt, but I just don't want Overshawn hurt.
But the big thing is...
You and the mouthpieces, dude.
I don't get why it's just dangling there. Why don't you put it in your mouth?
That's a separated shoulder.
Oh, Marquise Bell.
But that might be a broken arm, actually.
Marquise Bell, who... yeah.
Golly.
That's an arm break. So Marquise Bell broke his arm.
See, he's somebody that's regressed.
Yeah.
He's only a special teams guy.
He was a 6'2", 205-pound safety that moved to linebacker last year as a necessity. Did pretty well. Definitely wasn't his future spot. Moved back into secondary special teams.
Well, and that goes back to the hubris of Dan Quinn last year. And the fact that Mike McCarthy and Jerry Jones didn't say, dude, we got to get some linebackers.
Yeah.
You can't keep running out safeties.
Yeah.
Because a team's going to be like, oh, you're going to do that? We're just going to run it like the Green Bay Packers did in the playoffs.
Jake Ferguson's not coming back in this game. He has a concussion.
Oh, that sucks. I was wondering where he was after that big first play.
Yeah.
Somebody was saying, he's struggled this year. Again, you're only as good as the guy that gets you the ball.
Yep.
And by the way, let's I still think Tyler Guyton's going to be a perfectly fine offensive lineman. It might end up being at right tackle. I do think that there's a world where you have to look at maybe Guyton to the right, Tyler Smith out to left, and let's find guards. Or maybe Cooper moves over to guard, and you Brock Hoffman, who was supposed to be the starting center, he becomes the center again.
Yeah.
But also maybe some of these guys will look better with a scheme that's different.
What was your favorite game yesterday?
I want to say Pittsburgh-Baltimore, but it was so ugly at times.
It was the game of the year.
Stop. I love Scott Hansen, but Jesus Christ, I don't know why he kept saying that, especially when you literally just had the Ravens and Cincinnati maybe have legitimately two of the best divisional matchup games in the same year. And I mean, both of them were great offenses, great defensive moments, high scoring. The Ravens end up winning both of them.
Yeah.
Okay, so we got to go back to that thought. We got a commercial for the NBA Cup. What are your thoughts on the NBA Cup?
I like
that's a separation. They're not air casting it, so that's a good thing.
I like it because they're rookie players. There's players that probably go to the developmental league that if their team wins, they get $500,000.
Yeah.
So,
you invest that right, and that's your even in today's world, $500,000 can still go a long way if you do it right.
Yeah, I approve what Adam Silver's doing. NBA, they're doing an in-season tournament. The winner of this in-season tournament gets a cash reward.
Wow.
They got a trophy and then a cash reward of $500,000.
Was this year 3 of it?
Yeah, and I like it for the rookies, the first, second year guys. The lottery picks are making a ton of money no matter what, so it doesn't matter. But for those guys getting $500,000, that means a lot. So I like it just for that, and it's early in the season where it doesn't really matter in the outcome of the regular season. So yeah, I'm okay with it. What do you think?
I don't really. I mean, even in the NBA, the rookies make tons of money. The money doesn't.
Yeah.
I want to see where it's at in 10 years and see if it's gained any esteem. Does it matter to people? You need to have some good games. You need to have some thrilling finishes, things like that.
Yeah.
But I think I think it's on the way. Again, it's people don't realize in soccer there's 3 or 4 of those every year.
Yeah.
Oh wow! So wow.
I guess Bell's okay.
Well, if it's separated, they popped it back in, and if there's no structural damage, it's just you put a harness on it, and if you feel like playing, you play.
Yeah. I don't even know where number 35 is.
That's Loof, whatever.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
He's been solid. Parsons has been quiet tonight.
First down, Houston. Or Osiris Howard or the right tackle.
Dude, it's just like the secondary for Dallas just doesn't look like they know what they're doing, man. Like they're always 10 yards off the ball. Even like on the interception, it took Stroud just throwing a terrible throw. And I guess that's just the frustrating thing that they just don't look like they know what they're doing.
Former Cowboy Dalton Schultz.
There's Parsons.
Oh, yeah. Joe Buck's references Sam Williams. He'll be a guy we'll be looking out for next season. I think, despite his off-field issues, he has a real future in the NFL if he can get his mind right.
I don't know, man. I just felt like he regressed last year. I just wonder if he's going to be one of those that always has that promise and just can never quite.
It very well could be.
That's hard. I mean, it's hard. It's the NFL,
You and I both see Pro Bowl potential with him. Just in his splashes.
Like, look how easy this is.
Easy. It's just so much open space.
Flag is down. Probably a late hit. No, Texans are
Houston.
Oh, no, DeMarco. No, Joe Mixon's acting like it's against.
Robert Woods.
So it'll still be a first down, though.
Oh, yeah, for sure. What? He looks right at him, and he's still what? Your UT linebacker.
No, I wanted. What?
Oh, okay, I see. His right knee.
Dude.
Look at his right knee.
I mean, that's a football play, man. This is Dallas in a nutshell right here. If you had Joe Mixon in fantasy, you're rocking and rolling.
Look at Joe Mixon's stats. You see how they're referencing it: 10 touches, 109 scrimmage yards, which I think is going to be the future stat line. Like, they'll still keep track of rushing yards.
Well, they've been doing that for
yard. No, but like, you didn't like 5-7 years ago. You didn't see that as a stat line on TV,
unless it was Matt Forte.
Yeah, because that's the only way you could judge how good he was.
God, I loved watching Matt Forte.
But there's gonna be a lot more Fortes in this league. There's a lot of 6 foot tall, 190-pound athletes that are contributors in the NFL, but like, where do you put them? They're too small for running back. Some are too big for a receiver. So,
but this is, and this is why they're 3-6. But you finally find something offensively, and then your defense just immediately, at best, is going to give up a field goal.
Right.
I mean, there's no complementary football between these two. The defense doesn't ever bail the offense out.
Look, put your damn mouthpiece in your mouth. Otherwise, take it off your face mask. Like, why is it on your face mask?
Well, I think they have to at least have I think they can't not.
I think the NFL should force them to put it in their damn mouth for safety reasons.
Well, they're supposed to.
If you're gonna work on helmet technology and add an extra padding, make them wear their damn mouth guards. It just makes no sense to me. Why is it dangling all around? Why do the players insist to not wearing their damn mouth guards? It makes no sense to me.
Hold them to a field goal. I mean, that's... Why do you
Call a timeout? I don't know.
I mean, unless you have 12 men on the field, Fossil's struggling on special teams tonight.
Yeah. Not his best evening. That beach whiskey is pretty good.
Yeah, I like it. It said it to me, it tastes like a rum.
Need more of that. I'm pretty shocked that the Seahawks went into Santa Clara and beat the 49ers.
That's a delay of game.
Off of a timeout. Wow. Even the referees that are not in shape, they still look in shape.
Well, I think they all have to be more in shape. That was, I can remember, like right before Ed Hockley got blown up big.
Yeah.
Part of that was because the league had an issue with older, fat referees trying to run down plays.
Yeah.
And they came out and said, hey, we got, y'all got to get in shape. And so now they have to pass like fitness tests and things like that. So the field goal is good. So with 9-10 left in the first half, the Texans surprisingly are only up 17-7, it's only a 10-point game.
Yeah.
I mean, it feels like it should be 24-7. Well, it should be. There was an interception. We'll be right back. That means it's bug season. Heck, who am I kidding? It's always bug season in Texas. And that's why you need Grandeur Pest Solutions in your corner. They're locally owned and operated. They're trained, they're trustworthy, and they have a proven record as they have been in business for almost 10 years. They provide pest control against ants, bed bugs, bees, roaches, fleas, wasps, mosquitoes, rodents, spiders. If it crawls and you don't like it, they're probably going to take care of it for you. Now, they serve all of the Dallas-Fort Worth area, and they're locally owned. These two guys have been running this business since 2013, and every year they get bigger and bigger. But you know what they still do? They still have great customer service. In fact, if you get a hold of them, they're usually going to have your quote and your job ready to go within 48 hours. That's pretty good. Now, you can call them for a free estimate at 469-809-1769. You can find them online at Grandeur4, that's the number 4, shore.com. You can also find them on Facebook. Just type in Grandeur Pet Solutions, and we are so happy that they're title sponsor for OutDrank The Coverage in 2023.
No, sir. And we're back. Intern, the pro Noe, and the vacant Terry, wannabe pro.
Giving up.
He's given up all hope. He's decided to quit the show.
Y'all gonna be so mad when the Cowboys win this game, 31-24.
Right.
The Cowboys even scored 31 points in a game this year.
Well, the Cowboys score more than 7 points in a game.
Yeah. I think that they've, you know.
Oh, because Brandon Aubrey. Because he can kick 70-yard field goals.
Well, yeah, that's a good point. But no, I think that this Texans defense isn't great. And I think we've seen Dallas at times, including scoring a touchdown on a big play, has shown that they can move the ball. It's just, can they do it consistently enough?
Right. How many people we got tonight?
We're down to like 6,000 or 7,000 at the moment.
We need to up that number. Okay.
Okay. What am I supposed to do?
Something to talk about.
That's not how that works. How would the people not listening to us know that you started talking about something cool?
Does Jordan Love still own the Bears?
A blocked field goal owns the Bears.
Wasn't that crazy? I really was.
Dude, that was the fact that it happened in back-to-back weeks. With the Chiefs and the Broncos last week, and then that's the crazy part.
Man, I was very excited for the Bears to actually beat the Packers, and then that happened.
Well, I mean, and the Bears are learning that, it's not just, 2 of the last 3 games they should have won.
Yeah.
2 of the last 3 games, one they lose because of a Hail Mary because your corner is talking trash before the game or before the play and not paying attention, and then you lose on a blocked field goal. It's those little things. It's that next step, and I think the Bears are still closer than what people want to understand, and I think Caleb Williams is still closer than what people want to understand. But it's really, really hard to just start winning.
Yeah.
And that's the thing they've got to figure out.
Couldn't agree more. What games are you looking forward to next weekend?
Let me look at the schedule.
I think the 3 o'clock and Sunday night games are pretty big. Oh, Cooper Rush going back.
Wow, look
CeeDee
at
Lamb.
this. Throwing down the field. It's amazing how that works. First down for the Cowboys.
17-7 Texans with less than 9 minutes left in the second.
I think
Injured player for the
I think Thursday night. Is that Stingley? Oh, no, it's an defensive lineman. I think Steelers-Browns interesting Thursday night. I think Vikings-Bears are interesting. Let's see. It seems like kind of a crappy week.
It kind of is to me. I think the best games are the 3 o'clock and Sunday night and the Monday night game.
Niners-Packers is okay.
And I think it's kind of a must-win for the 49ers. And it's going to be really tough because they go to Lambeau Field.
I mean,
and actually late November now.
It sounds good to say that it's must-win, but I mean, they're 5-5 and the Cardinals are 6-4.
Yeah, it's true. But I mean, have you seen the rest of the 49ers schedule? They have a pretty tough schedule to close out the year.
Packers, Bills, Bears, Rams, Dolphins. I mean, I guess.
I think the Dolphins are going to be one of those teams just like with the Bengals. I still think the Bengals and the Dolphins are going to go on streaks to end the year, and they're going to make it pretty interesting as far as the wild card goes.
The problem with
Gladiator 2 commercial.
Yeah, that actually is getting really good reviews.
With Denzel Washington.
The problem with the Bengals is, again, they're kind of the same way. Their schedule, they've got the Steelers, Cowboys.
Denzel Washington, he's a star.
Oh, yeah.
And when I define star is someone that can just be themselves in every movie.
Well, no, I think that's one style of star. I think Daniel Day-Lewis is a star, but he's the type of guy that can become somebody else in a movie. Gary Oldman's a star, but he doesn't.
Who's the bigger star? That's what I'm trying to say.
On what?
Daniel Day-Lewis or Denzel?
Well, when Daniel Day was acting, I think they were pretty even.
Who's the more well-known? That's what I'm really trying to get at.
Again, when Daniel Day was acting full-time, I think they were pretty even.
Okay, let me make this easy for you.
No, it's not Denzel. I know you want to say.
People like The Rock. People like Denzel.
Okay, The Rock's already. Okay, The Rock's
People
actually.
like Bruce Willis.
Okay, The Rock is actually losing a lot. I mean, look at Red One bombing at the box office. When's the last hit The Rock has
It
had?
doesn't matter.
But it
San Andreas. People still go watch
it does matter if they're not. That's what I'm saying, though, dude. Nobody's going to watch Red One. Red One was a $250 million disaster, and The Rock's in it, and he stars in it, and a lot of other people too. I don't think The Rock. If you're trying to put Denzel and The Rock on the same level, yeah, I'm worried about you, buddy, because that's not even like The Rock is a wrestling star who makes.
He was a wrestling star. He's a. He is a movie. He's done more movie. He's had a more longer movie career than he's had a wrestling career.
No, but I'm saying his stardom in movies has reached a limit. Like it's starting to fade. That's my point.
Oh, probably.
People are tired of seeing.
I guess
him.
what I'm trying to say is, I think with someone like him, he can always bounce back and do something else. But
that's Danico Autry.
Oh, he's a really solid player. Yeah, he's been in the league for a long time.
I was about to say he's one of those dudes you don't realize how long he has played until you see his stat right there.
Yeah. Which also makes me feel old because his rookie year was 2014.
I was back when Tony Romo still played.
Schoonmaker.
That's another terrible draft pick.
And it wasn't like he's a bad player. It's just it was unnecessary.
What was the point? Yeah. Again, as you report, as intern Noe the Pro reported before ESPN, Jake Ferguson out because of a concussion.
Oh, thanks for giving me the credit, buddy.
You reported it. You were there on the field. Jake told you as you was rubbing him.
You're over there not giving me credit for telling you what the definition of a star is in Hollywood, but thanks.
I just think
speaking of star,
oh, here we go. What?
Daniel Hunter. I thought I would have heard more about him this season than any, because he was doing a lot more with Minnesota than he's been doing with Houston. And with Houston, at least he has Will Anderson backing him up. I would have thought he would have been in like a 20 sack territory. Yeah, or one of them two would be.
But you know what? He's got 6 sacks. That's pretty damn good.
I just feel like he would have more. Like I just.
Oh, there we go. Another first down.
He was doing
Cooper
more with less in Minnesota.
Sign Cooper Rush to the 5th. Who the frick is Spanning Ford? Sounds like a 1950s presidential administration.
This is getting toward late 80s Cowboy territory.
Spanning Ford for president.
Everybody in the practice squad, you're activated. Come on.
This is what you do when you're 3-6, though. You brought that up earlier.
Fun.
Yeah, this is what. Well, it will be until they're getting beat 42-7.
I kind of want Jackie Harris to come back now.
Oh, we need that throwback screen.
Yeah. Turpin, come on, throw it to Turpin. Damn it.
Oh,
it's pass interference. Rubbish.
Bring back Scott Galbraith.
So it was Bullock was defending. I would say bollocks. Bullock was bollocks.
Yeah, I got it, dude.
It's a joke. I was trying to.
I was just letting it go.
Okay. I'm hearing crickets. Are you like voicing that over? Like, kind of awkward.
2nd down and 10 for the Cowboys with 6:51 left, second quarter.
You know what? Good job on Cooper Rush of throwing it forward, because
Cooper's played well tonight, other than the one interception.
Yeah, but like I always, it's a little things though, because on screen passes, some of these quarterbacks they throw it behind the receiver, and it kind of delays their attempt to go forward. But Cooper Rush threw it, toward the receiver, where the receiver would catch it as they were going forward. All right, 39, ball to 35. They're definitely in field goal range. So the one thing you can't do on this play is turn the ball over.
So here comes an interception or a sack.
Start away. All right, that's fine. That's fine.
I just a field goal does nothing.
It makes it a 1-score game.
So, until the Texans get the ball back and score to make it 24-10, then it's a 2-score game.
You don't know that's going to happen.
I mean, it's 17 points. Has the Texans punted yet?
So I switched over from Jay Novacek to Mezcal. which is probably not the best idea.
You skipped you've drank 3. You drank beach whiskey.
Oh, I did drink beach
and the
whiskey.
99 proof shot. But you're just going through all the liquors today.
Yeah. Aubrey for 3. Got it.
That sucks.
17-10 Dallas
Trails.
is trailing with 5:55 left in the second quarter.
I like how you had to.
Hey, Dallas Cowboy cheerleaders pulling double duty.
With their
Friday
booty?
night, they were at...
With their booty?
Can't say that.
I can't say booty?
Friday night, they were back in Arlington for the boxing matches.
Do you know a lot of times that's different ones?
Oh, I didn't even think about that.
Yeah, they have a field cheerleading, and then they have a bigger one that goes to do like the J.C. Penney stuff, the charity stuff.
Yeah. What coaches should be fired at the end of the season?
Mike McCarthy.
Outside of him.
Is Kevin Stefanski fired? I don't feel like you can because I don't feel like it's up. I don't think it's him that was keeping Deshaun Watson.
2-time NFL Coach of the Year.
Yeah, none of that really matters with him.
2020 and 2020.
You know that.
No, you can't. Because it wasn't his decision.
We don't think it is. Maybe it was, dude.
No, there's no way. There's no way he wanted Deshaun Watson to keep playing quarterback.
I mean, why? I mean, we see bad, but why do you assume that he wasn't part of the, we're going to keep doing it until...
I just don't see it, man. It just doesn't make any sense to me.
I'm not saying you're wrong. I mean, we're just all, this is all just kind of us guesstimating,
I just don't see him being that stubborn. Because with Deshaun Watson, when he was healthy, it just seemed like he didn't really want to be on the field.
I think everything that happened with off the field affected Deshaun Watson. I think it just, rightfully
Of his
so.
own doing.
Huh?
Of his own doing.
Yeah, of his own doing. I don't mean that like poor Deshaun Watson. I'm saying good.
What do you think of the wild SEC?
Well, I'm a Texas fan, so I love it.
It is the craziest division.
I think this is what we all
season.
knew was going to happen when you added them. And I know Oklahoma hasn't been good, but Oklahoma's still been competitive.
Yeah.
Oklahoma's defense is perfectly fine. If they had a decent offense, their defense is good enough, to be competitive. But I mean, one of the things, I am not an SEC guy. I love playing in the SEC as a Longhorn fan, not only for football, but for all sports. Like, I think it's going to be fun in basketball. Not basketball. Texas is bad basketball right now. Or not bad, but they're not great. But they're all female basketball, the volleyball, the baseball, the softball. It's all going to be fun. But I'm not SEC. I don't root for other SEC teams. I find it very funny how everybody's trying to jump Texas on, you barely beat this team and you barely beat that team. Yet all you heard about as a Texas fan before this year was, well, you ain't just going to come into the SEC and beat everybody by 3 touchdowns. Okay, so which is it? You can't sit there and claim that Texas is not, they're playing crappy teams, but this is the SEC. So now all of a sudden the SEC's crappy? Like, that doesn't, it doesn't match. That's going to be offsides against Micah Parsons again.
Yeah.
Okay, Parsons. It's okay to have it happen a couple times, but you need to make some plays, buddy. You know who he reminds me of right now? Luka.
Doncic?
Yes.
Okay.
Great. He is great. Micah Parsons is amazing. Micah Parsons is one of the most exciting defensive players in football. Micah Parsons lets the officials get into his head. Micah Parsons gets too emotional. Micah Parsons has got to figure out to just play sometime. Oh, we almost had a big play. To just play.
Yeah.
Luka has started to figure that out. And people need to realize Like, we haven't even hit the prime of Micah Parsons' career. By the way, Donovan Wilson is having a great game tonight. I have given him a hard time this year because he has been terrible, but tonight he's been playing pretty good so far. But people need to understand that we haven't even reached the prime of Micah Parsons yet. And that's why these people wanting to trade him just blow my mind.
I understand if you want to get, like, you trade him and then you get 3 other starters.
You don't get any. You never get the value, though, of what Micah Parsons is. Even if you get 3 starters, you still did not get enough value. There are certain positions you don't
that's the problem, though.
trade.
Like, what if he gets hurt?
Okay, what if he gets hurt? That's life. He gets hurt. Okay.
I'd rather have multiple players.
I'm sorry. You give me a top 5 edge rusher. In today's football, where in order it's quarterback, edge rusher, left tackle, and wide receiver. That is your 4, and then cornerback. That's your top 5 positions right there. So unless you can guarantee me you're getting a top 5 corner, a top 5 left tackle, and a top 5 running back out of it, I'm keeping the once in a generation player that's on his way to a Hall of Fame.
All I'm saying is Daniel Hunter goes to the Texans. The Vikings decide to get 3 different players to replace him. They're 8-2.
Okay, Daniel Hunter has never, ever been on the same level of what Micah Parsons is. Daniel Hunter is a really solid player. I mean,
I'm just telling you what happened.
He's a solid player. Micah Parsons is a once-in-a-generation player. There's a big difference on those two. And I like Daniel Hunter, by the way. We even talked about when he was, when he wasn't going back, that would have been a great, he'd have been a great end to have with Micah Parsons. I don't know. You don't trade once-in-generational players. That's just, nobody ever does well doing that. I mean, just for comparison, look at Carolina trading Christian McCaffrey and DJ Moore. I mean, they're now
those
trying.
Are terrible trades.
But my point is they're now trying to get those type of players back. Now they might have lucked into it with Chuba,
Chuba Hubbard,
but he's still nowhere near Christian McCaffrey. Like, he's not even in the same ballpark as Christian McCaffrey.
He's definitely starter worthy, though.
Oh, yeah, he's a good running back. I like him. And with Jonathan Brooks, if he's healthy, that's a good one, too. But
Jonathan Brooks is going to play this weekend?
Yeah, supposedly he's finally going to play. But you see my point? So they've literally been chasing those to... Oh.
What?
Allison Brie.
I like Allison Brie.
That's what I was saying. She's cute. Her and Anna Kendrick. But in Mad
Kendrick is cute.
But in Mad Men, Allison Brie goes to a different level.
Oh boy.
And do you like Community?
Yeah. Well,
love Community.
I haven't watched the whole series, but yeah, I like Community.
You want to talk about a show that, I know, and I'm not saying that I don't like The Office, because I perfectly do. But to me, I like Parks and Rec and Community for rewatches way more than I do Office. Why is, like, we got like 9,000 people here.
Hey.
Halftime show, we're going to talk politics.
We could rise it up.
No, it's because I showed my peenie.
Hey, you didn't show me.
Why is, you'll see it later. Why are we so mad as a country right now? Like, legitimately, I don't get that.
Should we start with politics?
Well, no, I mean, it's not just it has become politics, but I don't know, man. It's just, people are just so angry right now. Like, they want to be angry.
I mean, honestly, I think people just do this a lot. Look at me. I think they just
doom scroll. Good point. Really good point. That's a great point, actually.
I really think that's the problem, and I try to make sure each day, my thing that I like to do is put my phone aside, put on airplane mode, and just like close my eyes and just meditate for 2 minutes. It's very immaterial in the day, but it's just a good way for me to reset.
Wow, stars are down to the Ducks 3-0. That's all random.
Yeah, Ducks. I mean, 15 years ago, that would have been not a big deal because the Ducks used to be good.
Oh, DeSmith's in goal. That's a throwaway game. That's fine.
So
look at Dwaddle. Hey, you know what, dude?
So that's my thing. Like, I think people are online, they're scrolling, they're on social media, they're looking at things that are not reality. It's not a real world situation, and
That's a good point.
it affects their mood.
That's a good point. You just
Now,
solved the
that
world.
might not be for everybody, but I think that's for a good percentage of the population.
Man, I miss when the internet was fun.
Me too.
I miss early 2000s, late 1990s when you would find the wrestling message board and realize that everybody else liked the Von Erichs.
Yeah.
Or you'd find the pop culture board and talk about G.I. Joe or talk about and just the internet was there for information and for things like this and us doing shows and having fun talking sports.
Yep.
And now it's just so much hate and so much like misinformation and so much just, I don't know. It's just, I never would have thought the internet, and I say internet and I really mean social media. I never thought that would be the negative it turned out to be.
I am a big supporter of free sharing of communication and information, but even I know like there's a downside to it, and I guess maybe I'm just the optimist. I just assume that people would
Use it for good.
use it for good. So yeah,
That's a good point, man.
so
2nd and 2 for the Cowboys. They're actually been moving the ball well this second quarter. And speaking of lack of pass rush, you talk about Hunter. Texans have not got a pass rush on Dallas tonight.
it's just crazy to me. They have two really good pass rushers, and they have a really good off the ball linebacker in Al-Shaair. Like, they have a well-rounded defense. I just don't get. I don't get why they're only 6-4. I really think this is a team that they should be 8-2.
I think that's just the NFL now, dude. Teams are so, because of salary cap, teams are so much closer than what people think. Like, as bad as Dallas has been, Dallas legitimately had a chance to beat Baltimore, San Francisco, and Atlanta.
Yeah,
you win those 3 games, and we're talking about Dallas is 6-3 right now.
Yep.
And holy crap, look at what they're doing.
Yep.
And that's with Dallas being historically bad defense.
Yep.
Look at the Bills for so many years. And I still feel like the Bills at some point are going to be like 7-5.
Yeah.
Because that's just that's just the NFL. That's why when people are trying to say things like, well, the Chiefs, that's the ugliest unbeaten record. It's still unbeaten. It's the same thing when the freaking Steelers went 11-0. Everybody knew they were terrible, but they were still doing what it took to win.
Yeah.
And you got to get credit for that. And for like, I still contend right now. And I mean, just far as pecking order, I still contend it's the Chiefs, the Ravens, and the Bills. I think the Ravens will be the ones that go through and finally break through and get to the Super Bowl. But it's this idea, like people think the Chiefs are bad. It's just goofy to me.
They're just winning a different way.
To me, that makes them that much better. And it's funny because
more dangerous.
If this was the Patriots in 2000, not 2007, because that was a special year, but if this was the Patriots normally winning, everybody would talk about how great. Oh, look at Bill Belichick. They just find ways to win.
Yeah.
But with for some reason Andy Reid and Pat Mahomes, why aren't y'all winning 42-10?
Yeah.
And Rob, you do not dare talk to Sam Elliott that way. Playing PS5 on the big screen.
That's pretty dope.
Okay, Elliott ain't ran like that in 10 years.
Since his days at Ohio State.
Oh, man, you got to admit, dude, 2015 to 2019, Elliott was fun to watch.
Yeah.
Like, every carry was almost like it could go for a touchdown.
Yep.
The screen,
I
we
think
just
the Steelers win that one.
I think the Bills win. But I was gonna say on the screen it was Jim Kelly and Jeff Blake.
Jeff Balake.
Russell Wilson is the new Jeff Blake. Just moonball it to Pickens.
And I love it because it's like Yeah, Blake was almost vertical the way he threw it.
There we go. Finally, Dallas gets a penalty that goes their way.
Holman?
Right here, watch this. Can't do that. You cannot hold Tony Hill that way. Or Alvin Harper. Who is 80?
You know what?
Who is
Yes,
80?
he is Tony Hill.
Who is
Harper.
80?
I don't know.
No, seriously. Who is 80?
I'm going to look right now.
This is like when the Rangers
Hey,
This was like when the Rangers. Oh, it's Florney. He's supposed to be one of those. Oh, if he'll just get a chance. But this is like when the Rangers used to only win like 70 games, and so by August you'd have all these guys you've never heard of.
come on, Cooper.
That's smart football right there. The screen isn't there. Put it in the ground. Daniel Hunter making a play. He did. What? What did I say funny?
We just talked about him.
Now he'll have 17 sacks.
Yeah, thanks a lot.
I said 17 because of Aubrey's number. See, they're already about to just kick a field goal. You can't.
Hey, Aubrey can make it from here.
I don't care. It's 17-13. That's points that just don't matter.
I love they brought that stat out.
Yeah.
Only on second down, though.
They already know. They already know. There, we got another one. Holy crap. The officials feel bad for the Cowboys.
Like, let's make it interesting.
Hey, D'Amico, go out there and have 10 tackles, buddy. Underrated linebacker. Underrated linebacker.
Who?
D'Amico Ryans.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah, you can't do that, guys.
Wow. Al-Shire.
I think I have a new rule. If a good defender makes a penalty against the Cowboys, he has to play for the Cowboys the rest of the game.
I would love Al-Shire as a Cowboy.
I would too, dude. But wouldn't it be just we have internet problems?
I loved him at the 49ers, and I loved him at Tennessee. When I heard he was coming to Houston, I was like, that is fantastic.
Dadgummit.
You have an issue with a name redacted internet service?
I don't think it's the internet because we're still up perfectly fine. I think it's just
Hello, everybody. How many people?
about 9,000.
Hey.
Yeah, I think the Roku just rebooted.
Oh, yeah. Sometimes I'll do that. If I had remembered that you had a Roku, I guess since I have a Android, I'm always used to like making sure my updates are ready, and always, like once a week, I'll restart my phone.
I do too. And then like do the same thing with your TV. Unplug your TV once a week.
Yeah,
It completely cleans it out. I only use the Roku. This Roku usually is in our bedroom. I only use it for the red zone and for tonight. So that's why it doesn't need to be really rebooted.
Gotcha.
There we go. Wait, what? Is that it? It's just weird how they're showing that. Oh, yeah, here we go. We're already talking about field goals again. It's so crazy, too, because in 2021, you and I were talking about how bad kickers had gotten all of a sudden. Yeah. And now they're back to being like consistent and stuff. It's really weird because like 2021 was like, dude, kicking's terrible right now.
Yeah.
Look at this, Cooper Rush. It is nice that they're being competitive, dude. I ain't gonna lie. And not just because we're doing a show, but just because.
Shock to me. Because I already told you 34-13 Houston.
And that could still happen. I mean, that legitimately could still happen. With as bad as this defense is.
Yeah.
I mean, all it takes is Dallas, just stalling out like they did in the first quarter and then, Houston actually completes it. But again, I think this shows some of the issues with Houston.
Fair point.
I'm running a draw play right here.
That wouldn't be bad. 2nd and 9.
See, those are little things you want to bitch about, coach. You got to make that catch. Like it's 3rd and 4 if you make that catch. Got to make that catch. Hey, he puts his mouthpiece. And he has a Michael Irvin mouthpiece.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Like, dude, that's just a stupid play.
You want the field goal.
See, this is a loss. I don't care if they make the field goal. This is a loss. You don't have an offense that you're guaranteed that you're going to put up another 13 points. So you just wasted time, and all you did was you're not even putting yourself into a field goal to tie it position.
Yeah.
You still got to score a touchdown. God, I hate these wasteful drives. Well, I mean, we're hearing Troy say that many people feel that last week when he had that fumble snap and he took a hit that he stopped trusting the offensive line. That's an issue if you're quarterback. Yeah. Look at that. Yeah. And look who missed it.
Wow.
This is what I'm talking about. You cannot assume your kicker is your best offensive weapon.
I'm shocked.
I'm not. God, this is so... this team. I don't know why I do this to myself. He slipped. His plant foot slipped.
Yeah.
Nothing you can do about that. Sucks. And I'm not mad at Aubrey. You could tell on this drive they were just trying to get into field goal position. Yeah. And I just don't understand that. But
this kind of happened last week with Philadelphia in the sense that they got into the red zone, they got into a scoring position, and then they just derped it up. So this is a continuation. It's still a close game.
Watch Houston get a score.
Yeah, they could get 50 yards right here.
And by the way, part of what I think, and again, this is secondary philosophy and stuff, I don't understand why Zimmer wants to play off with the guys that they have. Diggs is not a zone corner. Diggs is a get in your face. He's going to get burnt sometimes, but you saw it last week against Philadelphia. He still can make those one-on-one plays like that interception in the end zone.
Yeah.
All of a sudden, this pass rush is starting to get home. Dallas might get the ball back. The one thing you're seeing this year, by the way, I hate the sideline hats. The one thing you're seeing this year with CJ Stroud is you can see he's just way more frustrated.
Surprised they don't just take a knee.
Why? You have to. I mean, in today's
take care of your precious quarterback.
Over Sean. Dude, he timed that A-gap blitz with perfection. Like, that's why you don't get mad if there's going to be a couple of offsides, because timing is everything. And look at that. The center just released him. The center did wow, dude, terrible. Did you see that center just did what we used to call a fill me block? You're just trying to fill out, and Overshawn never let him. All right, here we go, Dallas. Again, this is why that missed field goal is so frustrating. Great punt, though. All right, so you're 3-6. 37 seconds left. You're at your own 20. I know Aubrey missed one, but he can still hit from 7,500. I think you have to be aggressive right here. No, it wasn't. Joe Buck calling Friday a fight for the ages. No, he didn't slip as much as he looked. So 37 seconds left, and the Cowboys have the ball. Good say. Wait, never mind. It's Ezekiel. You know the thing about it? It's not like he looks out of shape or anything.
He looks like he lost some weight.
Like, he looks good.
Yeah, it was great.
Like, the way he ran in that Cleveland game, and I know Cleveland, but, you know, and it wasn't like he ran for 80, but he looked a little bit more explosive.
Yeah.
Is Aubrey like a Happy Gilmore? You stupid shoe. So here's the funny thing. They're showing the standings. And here's the funny thing about the Cowboys right now. They're 3-6, but they're 1-1 in the NFC East.
Yeah.
You've got Washington and the Giants the next 2 weeks. And again, no, they probably won't. But if they do beat those, even if they lose this game, if they do win those games, they're sitting at 3-1 in the NFC East. I mean, again, that's why you have to, whether we think they will or not, and I don't think they will, you have to at least pretend like you're still in the playoff race.
Yeah.
Get out of bounds, Spain forward. Span forward, election 2080. Oh, he's from Minnesota. The Brock Eagles have a tight end that plays for Minnesota now, Nathan Jones. Why would you not?
Yeah.
Oh, Flournoy almost with a great catch. Great defense to the corner right there, pushing him out of bounds. Yeah, that could have been pass interference.
Yeah.
So 2nd down and 10. All of a sudden, Dallas has almost matched the Texans in total yards. This is at least look like a football game, not a track meet. Never do that throw. Boy, they got lucky. He threw it down to 50. He threw across his body down the middle of the field like he's Brett Favre in an NFC title game. Intern Noah is having a hard time staying awake at this point.
Yep.
It's that time of night. We've been doing this for, what, 10 hours now? Basically,
Roughly, yeah. We had a really good show with the...
Thanksgiving.
Yeah, that was really good.
And we hung out like for 3 hours before.
Yeah.
And he's just going to throw it away. And
That was the Jonathan Mingo. Do you really think that Mike McCarthy makes it to 2025?
Yeah, they won't fire him. As frustrating as it is, there's no point. If you have a guy, I do think that if the defense continues to struggle, you can fire Mike Zimmer because you have Al Harris. You can say, okay, let's see what Al Harris does. There's nobody on staff. Like, look, the whole reason he fired Wade was because he had somebody in Garrett that he wanted to see. Okay, I want to give him a few games to see what he can do.
Okay.
You don't have that on staff. Al Harris is not ready to be a head coach.
Yeah, that's true.
But I can. Again, and give the defense credit. They've played well at times tonight. Again, they still on pace to give up over 30 points.
Yeah.
While there's a break, we're going to take a commercial break. We'll be right back. That means it's bug season. Heck, who am I kidding? It's always bug season in Texas. And that's why you need Grandeur Pest Solutions in your corner. They're locally owned and operated. They're trained, they're trustworthy, and they have a proven record as they have been in business for almost 10 years. They provide pest control against ants, bed bugs, bees, roaches, fleas, wasps, mosquitoes, rodents, spiders. If it crawls and you don't like it, they're probably going to take care of it for you. Now, they serve all of the Dallas-Fort Worth area, and they're locally owned. These two guys have been running this business since 2013, and every year they get bigger and bigger. But you know what they still do? They still have great customer service. In fact, if you get a hold of them, they're usually going to have your quote and your job ready to go within 48 hours. That's pretty good. Now, you can call them for a free estimate at 469-809-1769. You can find them online at Grandeur4, that's the number 4, shore.com. You can also find them on Facebook. Just type in Grandeur Pet Solutions, and we are so happy that they're title sponsor for OutDrank The Coverage in 2023. So I am back. Intern Noah's going to be back. We're at the half. Crazy thing they just showed. I'll wait till Intern Noah, the pro, gets in here so we can talk about it. So they just showed an interesting stat. The Texans have led this is the 10th time this year the Texans have led at half most in the NFL.
Oh. So for this season, 10 times.
Yep. In 11 games, basically. So they've led every game. Why didn't they just say that? They've led every game.
Yeah, because that's really not impressive because they're 6-4.
That's my point. Like, that should be an impressive number or stat, but it kind of isn't.
They're good starters, I guess. I'll just give them that. But I really think with Houston, they're a young team. They're a team that's learning how to win, and they're a team that has some injury issues. They're expecting Nico Collins for the whole year. They were expecting Stephon Diggs for the whole year. Collins is back tonight. Diggs is out until next season. So
and Diggs, I mean, I don't know how to say this. I'm gonna turn this down now as we're at the half. I think that Diggs had some solid numbers, but I don't think Diggs was not being the impact they really thought he was going to be. Does that make sense?
Yeah. Well, I really felt that he wasn't going to be a wide receiver one. He was more of a guy that's going to help Nico Collins develop and Tank Dell develop. Remember, Tank Dell was like the number one guy on this Texan roster until he got hurt.
Yeah.
Nico Collins is the guy that ended up becoming the number one because of Tank Dell's injury.
But I don't want to say it like this, like I'm saying this.
Diggs was never going to be the number one. He was just going to be a guy that was going to be an addition, like a depth hire. Now I know with his name and his age, he was still like 30, 31 coming into this season that he was considered like a wide receiver one, but
I mean, I think he considers himself a wide receiver one.
He might consider himself a wide receiver one, but honestly, as much as I like Diggs, in 2024, Nico Collins is the number one.
Oh no, and I think that's kind of my point though. Like, I kind of feel like I think they really thought that you might at least get Diggs with number 2 numbers, and he really wasn't even getting numbers. And again, he wasn't terrible. I think he had 3 or 4 touchdowns.
Oh yeah.
But I don't know. He just that trade had a lot of hubbubaloo that didn't really end up doing anything. And
a lot of what?
Hubbubaloo.
Hubbubaloo.
You ever heard that word? Hubbubaloo?
I'm gonna start using that.
Got a lot of hubbubaloo going on.
So 17-10, Houston at half. I think they'll end up winning, going 7-4. I think this is good for them. They're in control of the AFC South. It's pretty winnable. Switching gears. NBA.
All right. Let's talk NBA.
Season, what do you think about the Cavaliers? They're 15-0.
I love it. I don't know what that means, going forward. First of all, I'm not going to pretend that I am as jacked into the NBA as I used to be.
Yeah.
I think as you get older, you just kind of you have to put some sports aside.
Right.
And I've gained some sports. I watch way more hockey than I ever used to. You know that.
Yeah.
I usually try to watch almost all the Stars game, or at least see them 3 or 4 times a week.
Right.
But I've always been a Cavs fan. I was a Cavs fan in the 80s. Like, I always kind of quietly rooted for them against the Bulls. Nothing against Bulls. It was just they were the underdog.
Yeah.
And they always were good enough. Look at the old. Oh, that's what all this. I kept wondering why they were showing they always show the cheerleaders.
Yeah.
But why they were showing the cheerleaders so much. It's a cheerleader reunion.
That's cool.
Or as Noe calls it, happy hour. Cooper Rush has better stats than C.J. Stroud.
Oh my goodness.
No, I mean, he really does so far. I don't mean that as a joke. In the game, he really does.
I know.
Look, Dallas. Look, if you're Mike McCarthy, you're ecstatic right now.
Yeah.
Like, you legitimately are in the game. Your pass rush is actually truly started to be a problem. And for some reason, once again, Houston stops running the ball.
There's no reason for them to stop running.
Okay. So let's break this down. You and I have talked about this many times, and people that, like, in our sports rehab page and others have said that, like, oh well, you didn't like Quinn now, but back when he was doing y'all work. You and I 2 years ago was like, here's the problem with Dan Quinn is he is betting that the other team will not run the ball. At the end of the day, he is betting they will not stick with the run. And the thing is 70% of the time you're going to be right. The problem is when the top teams in your conference do run the ball, you have a flawed defensive approach.
But 90% of the top teams in your conference run the ball.
And then even last year, you get a situation where you've got Green Bay, who was very much hey, Aaron Jones might get 5 carries, he might get 30 carries, but even they realized, hey, if we just run the ball against Dallas, they can't stop us. And so that was always the issue with Dan Quinn and what he does. What I thought Zimmer.
Here we go.
Yep.
Braxton Jones for the Bears trucking Green Bay defender.
I didn't show it.
That's what they sort of did, but yeah. But anyway, yeah.
But
I agree with you, dude.
But Zimmer, I really thought Zimmer, and I thought, dude, we thought Mike Nolan was going to. And that's if you want to be honest. If one of the things that people might not think about of why you fire Mike McCarthy is you've hired 3 defensive coordinators. One of them has been great. 2 of them have been absolute trash. Now, there is who really hired the defensive coordinators? Was it McCarthy? Was it Jones? Point remains the same, though.
Yeah.
In Mike McCarthy's tenure, he's had 3 defensive coordinators. 2 of them have been terrible. And by the way, they're showing highlights. Good on Taysom Hill because he had the worst first quarter and then turned that into one of the biggest fantasy football days.
Which makes me feel that they need to really make Darren Rizzi the full-time head coach because he gave him a good pep talk after the first half. And I really think that's what really turned around Taysom Hill.
Now, the Grey Cup, the Toronto Argonauts won.
Oh, nice. Congratulations.
Yep.
I didn't realize the Grey Cup was this weekend.
They were playing the Winnipeg Blue Bombers.
I know this is part of my
I think it was Winnipeg.
job curriculum here on OutDrank The Coverage.
I like
apologize.
CFL. So back in 2007,
Okay.
when
Arbuckle.
when HD was getting to be a big thing,
Yeah.
I had Dish. And 2 of the things I got really into, and one of them was soccer. I mean, I'd always liked soccer, but I was able to watch it, and it was the year that Real Madrid had the super team. Even though I was a Barca fan, I enjoyed that Real Madrid team. But I watched a ton of soccer, and I watched a ton of CFL because there was these block of channels called HDNet. They would just show things from around the world, and one of them was CFL. So I watched a lot of CFL. And then, there for a while, CFL was an American thing. Shreveport had a team.
Yeah.
Baltimore, of course, had maybe some of the greatest teams ever in CFL history. Why did the sound go completely down here?
Yeah, I don't hear anything.
Yeah, me neither.
Could be because of the...
Check 1, 2. Hang on, folks. If you can't hear us, we apologize.
no one's just hearing us.
Huh?
No one can hear us?
Well, you couldn't. Dude, you're not wearing a thing, so you wouldn't be able to hear us.
I mean, I can't hear the TV, but...
Oh, I turned it down for halftime. No, I'm trying to get, like, the distance going down. Hang on, let me see something here. Yeah, something's up with my thing here. Check 1, 2. It's hard when I can't see. Sorry for the weird camera angle if you can hear us. Check 1, 2. Yeah, we're still playing. For some reason the sounds went down.
Well, I'm still here, fans.
I can hear that.
My only fans.
Check 1, 2. Check 1, 2. Check 1, 2. I'm so sorry if y'all can hear us say check 1, 2. We can't hear, or I can't. You don't have your thing on, so you couldn't hear it. Check 1, 2. Yeah, I don't know what's going on. Check 1, 2. Okay, there we go. All right, we're back. Sorry, they can hear us the whole time, but that's just how sometimes you have to do it. You just have to keep checking.
That's just how live shows go.
That's just what. Hey, by the way, we have consistently had 10 to 11,000. We do appreciate that. We didn't know what we were gonna have. We never know what we're gonna have.
I passed out for like 2 hours of that.
So it's funny you did that because you were nodding off. So during the state championship watching parties, I was doing the third.
That was fun last year.
Yeah, so the Wednesday night game the Thursday I did by myself. And by the time we got to that last Thursday game, man, and this was when I was in the older studio.
Oh, right, yeah, behind us.
Behind. Yeah, if you can see the wall right behind there, used to be the old studio, and then the studio now is that way. But anyway, it was.
Whoa, come down.
Hey, I'm just saying, go that way.
Okay.
Hey, apparently there was a certain thing that happened in November that said this was okay again. But anyway, so I had just playoff tree light. You know, I was sitting by that dark light with neon and stuff, and I'm so glad I was because that game got really out of hand, and I was just like, "Ooh, good run there." And you were doing that a little earlier, but to be fair, we've been having fun since 11 a.m. when you got here. I had a couple meetings this morning, did some editing, and then we did that Thanksgiving show again. That'll be up. I'm excited about that. And I'm excited that we've had this many people tonight. We appreciate this. This is officially, or technically, our last true watching party. That doesn't mean another one won't happen. As far as, you know, NFL, I kind of feel like maybe there might be a playoff day we might need to do we could do a doubleheader watching party. Like,
Oh, yeah.
I think that would be a lot of fun to do. I do think we're going to end up moving it back into the studio. This is fun in here, but man, it's just a pain in the butt to get everything. There's a lot of moving parts when you're trying to do something like this. Speaking of moving parts, let's thank one of our sponsors. I want you to try this. This is Lazy Dog Kettle Corn. Legitimately, I'm a kettle corn person. I've said that many times before. I prefer kettle corn over popcorn. I love pork rinds. You don't eat pork rinds. Let me tell you, I wish you did, because let me tell you what's really good. Pork rinds and spicy brown mustard. All right. I am not going to tell you this flavor. I just want you to try it.
All right.
And you know this is pork kettle corn. What do you taste?
A little sweet. But light.
Yep, it's cinnamon apple.
Oh.
Isn't that good? Isn't that, so that's what I love about. I mean, you can do the same thing with popcorn, I know, but I don't know. I like the crunch of kettle corn more than I do like popcorn, and I love popcorn. Like like in the kitchen, I always buy the white cheddar popcorn, you know, the smart popcorn. Well, right now it's Doritos nacho cheese is the one I have in there. So I'm a big popcorn snacker, but I really, really love kettle corn and Lazy Dog kettle corn. Legitimately, I'm not even just saying that because let me get their thing up real quick.
Oh, I can't hear the Monday Night podcast.
Oh, yeah, hang on. Oh, Kevin McPherson said that they're doing 30 for 30 anniversary because it's been 15 years. Golly, man, it's been that long. There we go. We'll play that one for a little while. Now we'll turn the TV back up. Again, this is what we were talking about earlier. This is why you want the ball in the second half, as the Dallas Cowboys will take the ball in the second half, trailing 17-10.
So yeah, Lisa Leslie, but the sideline reporter here, Connecticut's Sun head coach, I forgot her name, but she left Connecticut after 2 seasons. Indiana hired her, and I think it's because her and Lisa Salters, that's her name.
Yeah.
Her and Lisa Salters had a relationship. And then she had kids, so she wanted to be closer to her family.
Well, she was the Indiana head coach before, too.
I don't know if she was the head coach, but she was...
The Indiana, the chick that left Connecticut to be Indiana. Yeah, she was the Indiana head coach in 2015 and 2016. Yeah.
Okay.
I just remember that from reading it. Dallas Wings get the number 1 pick in a year when there's no, like...
No, there is.
Not like
Paige Beckers.
Yeah, but she's not. She might end up actually being a greater player than Caitlin Clark, but she's not the name or the draw. As
True.
Cooper Rush gets sacked by guess who?
Danielle Hunter.
Oh.
You wish this into existence.
Well, no, I just said he's having a better year than I think you realize. This is his 6.5 sack. I mean, that's. Geez, I mean, he's on pace for 15 sacks.
What I was going to tell you was Paige Beckers might pull an Elway on us because Dallas Wings have the number 1 pick, but I've heard that Paige Beckers likes the LA scene, and LA has this number 2 pick, so she might not even want to play for Dallas.
And see, these are the drives that just are frustrating.
Go for it. Might as well go for it.
Well, no, they're not that desperate.
Yeah, they are. Go for it. Go for it.
So that's where that backup tight end, he's got to know where he's at, because if he sees the play developing, he can turn and block, and Lamb gets a first down.
Yeah.
Dang, that drive feels like that's it. Like when you're a 3-6 team and you're struggling offensively and you're struggling defensively, and you give all the credit in the world. I think Jason Kelsey said it best. This team looks like they've came to play. Like they're this whole idea that Dallas has quit and all that we haven't seen that tonight. But when you're 3-6 and you've struggled all year and you fight to come back, and then in the last 3 drives you've missed a field goal, the time's ran out, and you've went 3 and out.
Yep.
That's when this is where, if the Texans are the Texans, they're about to go drive down and make this a 2-score game and basically put it away.
I mean, if I was a front office and personnel with decision-making responsibilities, I would look at this roster the way it's constructed, and I would just say, like, hey, look, do we want to compete this year, or do we want to compete for the next 10 years?
You can't tank at 3-6. That's just, it's too soon.
No, what I'm saying is,
you just can't, man.
I'm not saying tanking like in the NFL. You really can't just do a fire sale right now. What I'm saying is, what do you want to do? Do you want to? We could just coast through the rest of this season. This season's a wash. We're not going to do anything. But what do we do for the next 7 to 10 years?
So the problem with that is, in today's NFL, you just can't do that. Also, we're not talking about, okay, if this was like the 70s with Tom Landry in 1974. And again, they still went 8-6, but they could go, hey, you know what? It just ain't our year. We're going to reload, because Tom Landry was back. Mike McCarthy's not back if they don't make the playoffs. And at one time, Mike McCarthy wasn't back even if they made the playoffs. Now, the way this season is, if they somehow pulled that out, I don't think you could fire Mike McCarthy. Like, I don't know how you would have the you could say, hey, we got to make a ton of changes. So, again, this isn't just, oh, hey, we're going to punt this year for the next 7 years because we've got our coaches, we've got the majority of our team, we just need to tweak some things. You're talking about a wholesale change. And if you get new coaches, that means outside of certain players, you're going to have to get a new roster because, again, we're learning the Dan Quinn defenders don't fit the Mike Zimmer defense. Yeah. I cannot stand Jelly Roll.
Hey, SMU or BYU, who makes it to the playoffs?
Well, BYU just lost, so they're
going to lost though. It's in Big 12.
Yeah, but it was a bad loss.
Right now, Arizona State kind of controls their own destiny in the Big 12.
That would be so hilarious.
They're 8-2.
But our love of Herm Edwards and how terrible they.
Yeah.
Again, this goes where you remember when he left, they were like, what Herm Edwards and that they've put this program back 10 years and all that. No, they don't. That's the great thing about college is every year you can basically rebuild your team.
What surprise team is going to make it to you? No, we already know like a group of 5 teams going to make it, like a Boise State or whoever. But
yeah, there are those are built in. A&M.
Okay, so A&M, they win this weekend, and then they play UT next.
Mm-hmm.
You still think they'll make it top 12?
Yeah, I think they can beat Texas.
Okay.
I think that's Texas is a really good team, but Texas plays with their food.
No, I think right now because it's 12 teams, I think 2 losses doesn't matter, but I think 3 losses will eliminate you. That's why I thought Georgia beating Tennessee
was so important.
Yeah,
for Georgia.
And that's why people, like you were saying, had Carson Beck back into the Heisman consideration. I don't think that should be the case. I think
I don't think he should be. I was reading people saying he was.
Which is hilarious to me. I think Milroe has a better case to be a Heisman.
I think Travis Hunter should be your Heisman.
And Travis Hunter. Or Shador.
Well, I guess if you want to talk about surprise team, Colorado.
All Colorado did was improve their defense and attempt to establish a running game.
Well, and get into the Big 12. That helped a lot.
No, I'm saying like that was the issue. That was the issue last season. They couldn't run the ball. They had no defense. All they did this season was through the transfer, they got defensive players. And they're attempting to establish the. Okay, go ahead. What are you gonna say?
Joe Mixon is averaging 7.1 yards a carry.
Yeah, they're not even really running the ball. That Bobby Slowick needs to be fired.
But that's not just him. That is football. That's my whole point with Dan Quinn. Like,
what is Dan Quinn? Dan Quinn has nothing to do with this game.
No, I'm saying why Dan Quinn runs the defense the way he does now. Because he knows that the NFL, for whatever reason,
wants to do, 100%. And that's how Dan Quinn got the job with the Commanders.
And give him credit. I still contend Cliff Kingsbury. There's a possible future Cowboy coach.
Oh, boy.
What, Clint Kingsbury?
Coach, bro.
I mean, look what he's done with, and I know Jaden Daniels is kind of.
He's a great offensive coordinator.
And he could be a great.
Even in the losses.
He could be a great head coach now. He's learned his lesson, all that kind of stuff. The same things we said about Bill Belichick.
Because Bill Belichick learned his lessons with the Cleveland Browns.
So here's the thing. His time with Cleveland.
Talk about Bobby Slowick.
Yeah. His time with Cleveland was not as bad as people think it was.
He gradually improved.
If they don't move, if they don't announce the move, I don't think the 95 season happens the way it does for them.
91.
I think that they get better, and I think they continue that.
No, they kept getting better. Like 91.
No, I'm talking about until the year of the collapse when it was announced that they were moving.
Like, they got better. They were tied for first in the AFC Central right when the sale happened, and that sale happening took the wind out of all of them.
See what we talked about?
Yeah, Nico Collins.
But no, we said, Dallas, you could not go 3 and out and punt. I mean, I need a Nico Collins touchdown, though.
I'm not saying I do, but
I do. This ain't even for fantasy. This is for betting.
I'm kind of.
I need a parlay with Mixon with a touchdown. He has, and I need a Nico Collins touchdown. Do you think D'Amico Ryans is a good coach?
Yeah. Think about what he did with the Texans. They were like a 2-15.
I mean, how much is that C.J. Stroud?
So that's the problem people have.
Same thing. It's the same thing in Washington. Is it Dan Quinn or is it Jaden Daniels?
People are still shitting on Quinn for his Atlanta time. And by people, I mean me as well.
Well, no, everybody. I mean, I don't care.
Like,
I don't care if Dan Quinn wins 5 Super Bowls as head coach. You're never going to live down 28-3. That's just how that works.
You can, because you can blame it on the coach for the 49ers.
No, I blame that. You know, there was a real good video. I'll have to find it, and it was basically the whole it was the whole thing of, you know, they didn't run enough, but they did on first down, and in the second half they averaged like 2.4 yards a carry. So was it they didn't run enough, or maybe they should have been more aggressive at times? And again, that could be your head coach telling your offensive coordinator saying, yeah, but you know, it's the same.
I think, I hear you, but I think it's Kyle Shanahan, because the same thing happened, not 28-3, but the second half play calling with the 49ers in 2019, with the 49ers in 2023.
I think that's
with the 49ers in 2021.
I think that's just the 2 Super Bowls are just more of the Chiefs being the Chiefs, though, in my opinion.
But like 2021 NFC title game, same thing happened. They were up 17-7, and then they let the Rams back in the game.
But 17-7 isn't. I mean, 10 points isn't. I mean, that's just 2 drives
on the road.
Oh no, you're right. And I'm not saying you're wrong. I'm just saying it's not 28-3.
It is not 28-3, but if you're in a big time situation, you're definitely not the better team.
Yeah,
and you're up 17-7 and going into the fourth quarter. I'm sorry, you are in control, and then you just are not in control. Looks like the Texans are in control here.
Well, I mean, if they can score a touchdown, if they kick a field goal, it's still just a 10-point game.
7 minutes, 7:20 left in the game. 3rd and 8. Texans at the.
They're going to hit Nico on an out route right here. He's going to, or corner route, excuse me. He's in that slot watch
to score a touchdown.
Oh no, they did a quick throw and incomplete. So Dallas lives to fight another day. I mean, it's still a 2-possession game, but it's not a 14-point game.
Baron about to attempt another field goal. I see D'Amico Ryans trying to have some facial hair. Okay. Year 1, he was trying to have.
See, Nico ran a corner route. I knew he was got to hit that. You know, Parsons, this is one of those games that a football fan who's not a real knowledgeable, and I'm not knocking him, will be like, well, Parsons hasn't done anything. Parsons, as Aikman pointed out, has been all over the field tonight. Just because he doesn't have a sack doesn't mean he has not made an impact in this game.
And that's kind of the sad tale for a lot of great defensive players.
Well, especially edge rushers. I mean, we talk about it all the time. Hang on, we'll finish this thought. We'll be right back.
Okay.
That means it's bug season. Heck, who am I kidding? It's always bug season in Texas. And that's why you need Grandeur Pest Solutions in your corner. They're locally owned and operated. They're trained, they're trustworthy, and they have a proven record as they have been in business for almost 10 years. They provide pest control against ants, bed bugs, bees, roaches, fleas, wasps, mosquitoes, rodents, spiders. If it crawls and you don't like it, they're probably going to take care of it for you. Now, they serve all of the Dallas-Fort Worth area, and they're locally owned. These 2 guys have been running this business since 2013, and every year they get bigger and bigger. But you know what they still do? They still have great customer service. In fact, if you get a hold of them, they're usually going to have your quote and your job ready to go within 48 hours. That's pretty good. Now, you can call them for a free estimate at 469-809-1769. You can find them online at Grandeur4, that's the number 4, shore.com. You can also find them on Facebook. Just type in Grandeur Pet Solutions, and we are so happy that they're title sponsor for OutDrank The Coverage in 2023. All right, so what we were talking about before the break was you're talking about edge rushers, and sometimes they have an impact on the game, but they don't have the stats. Charles Haley, for the Cowboys, absolutely is the epitome of that, and he is somebody that I didn't even in the moment understand until years later, and going back and really seeing games where he didn't have a sack. But he collapsed the pocket so much that other guys had sacks, or that the quarterbacks were having to, throw the ball away, or they were throwing interceptions and stuff. And tonight's an example of that with Micah Parsons. He's had a hell of a game, even though he doesn't have a sack.
In your defense, though, there was no stat for this at that time.
Yeah, win rush rate and all that. Yeah,
30-plus years ago. They had to, because of people like Charles Haley, they had to create this stat because it was evident that Charles Haley was affecting the game, but he wasn't getting sacks. He wasn't getting, interceptions. He wasn't getting tackles. But what he was getting was, I'm making the quarterback redirect their throw, which was actually, if people were actually thinking about it, it means more to redirect the quarterback throw than it does to actually get the actual sack, to get the tackle, to get interception. So
no, you're right. That's 100% right.
Yeah, but then that kind of just like with the sack factor, it kind of made people go back in time to try to recalculate some of these stats that were not.
The measurables.
Yeah.
Because
like in 1982, the actual sack was starting to become a recorded event, but then they started going back before 82 and try to recalculate some of the, like Al Baker for the Detroit Lions.
Yeah, that's a good point.
There's a lot of guys that had a lot of.
Sometimes you make good points. I'll just say
sometimes, once, a couple times a year.
Very rare.
Yeah. Well, now that I had my nap during the podcast,
feel better now.
Yeah, I feel better now. I can actually have some quality content to talk about. But yeah, they. I'm thinking the Cowboys might score a touchdown on this drive. I don't know what it is. I have like a spider tingling. Like Peter Parker's telling me.
What were you saying? No, I'm kidding. They've started. Look, and this is one of those things. I mean, it's good, it's bad, but like when they start a drive good, they tend to finish at least with a field goal. They just have not done it. And this is with Dak too. This isn't a Cooper Rush thing.
Yeah.
It's just they haven't done what Dallas has done so good for 4 or 5 years, and that's get out of 2nd and 10s and 3rd and 11. Like, man, for the last 4 years, if Dallas was 3rd and 8, you felt they were going to get the first down. And look at that. They get the first down here on 2nd and 10. But you felt like they'd get the first down. Dak was really good. In fact, for 2 years, he led the league in 3rd down passing. Schoolmaker. But I still feel like this defense or this offense is playing for field goals. I feel like they're going to get down now.
They got a guy that can kick a 70-yard field goal at will.
But you can't play for that. That's a weapon you have if you need it. You can't then say, okay, for the next 3 plays, we just want to be safe. So here we go. We just want to be safe. And why the frick is Deuce Vaughn in the football game?
But why is he taking like up the middle runs?
Yeah, that's
like,
a good point too.
He should be taking like, I don't know, more play action. Like get him out in the open
That's a
field.
really good point. Like, why aren't you using him in? Like,
I remember when
screenplays.
The Giants were doing dumb stuff like this, where they were having Tiki Barber run up the middle, and they have Ron Dane run sweeps.
Ron Dane.
It's like they were trying to be
good move right there for the first down.
It's like they were trying to be too smart for the.
Oh, they're calling him short.
Yeah, he was short.
Oh no, they're giving him the first down. They're giving him the first down. Spain Ford's had a really good game at tight end.
He was short, but I'm okay with it.
No, he wasn't. He got the first down. He fell across the line.
He was definitely.
So here we go. See, there's the line right there. See, first down.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, why don't you listen to me, man?
I just don't like being wrong. But
Cowboys getting into punting formation.
Definitely correct.
Punt and run. Oh, I like the throwback to Lamb. It's the throwback screen,
where's Jackie
and Lamb
Harris?
drops it. Wow. CeeDee Lamb, dude.
If he had.
Oh, man. If he catches that, that's a first down and more.
You know what he didn't have in his mouth, though?
Yep, his mouthpiece fell out.
Exactly.
But to be fair, you got Cooper Rush has got to throw that ball better. Now,
get out of here. Get out of here. You're paying him all that money. He can make that catch no matter what.
No, I'm saying as your number one, you need to catch it, but you can also say that Cooper Rush needs to throw the ball better. Both can be right.
Both can.
It's not an either or.
You know what? Both can be right.
He's going back to Lamb on a fly
right
pattern.
Than the other. One is more right than the other.
Yeah, I mean.
And CeeDee Lamb's playing like a wide receiver, too.
Oh, yeah, flag.
CeeDee Lamb's playing like he's not WR1.
What's the flag here?
Not sure.
Are they going to get Lamb for pass interference?
Let's see. Calm down. Let's see.
Yep.
So,
good call. He had to. He had to play defense. Good call.
Yeah, CeeDee Lamb's not playing like WR1. Damn. You know what? If you were going to try to get away with pass interference, that would be the way. And that's actually not the...
Hey, Lamb saved an interception, and that was a bad rush throw. You don't make that throw. Like they said, they tried to go with a double move on Stingley Jr. He didn't fall for it. That's where you need to check down, go to somebody else.
Yeah.
So now you have to play for field goal. See, this is what I was talking about.
20.
Don't get sacked.
Oh, boy. All right, so now you're really playing for field goal. So go ahead and get the
I'd run a draw play.
5-7 yards.
Yeah. I like Stingley Jr.
Hey, when they drafted him and they get drafted Jalen Petrie, I was like, they're about to have the best secondary in football. I was happy with it.
They're pretty darn solid, dude.
Oh, yeah, 100%. And then they got Jimmy Ward from the 49ers. I was like, they have the best secondary in football. They're gonna actually make a big improvement in 2023.
How'd you like to be San Francisco? You're so good you can give up Jimmy Ward and not miss anything.
Crazy. And they just paid Lenore a bunch of money this past week.
So now Dallas might have to punt.
If you have 3rd and long, make sure you make the catch.
No, it's 4th and 20 now.
You better have Aubrey out there going for a record. Because there's nothing Terry and I have to play for or to watch for at this point.
Something is up with Lamb this year. And I don't mean like this is anything worried about career. Guys have off years, and then saying that, and they're going to try a 64. Here we go.
Get it, Aubrey. You got it, buddy. Down the middle. High five.
It is so. We got to do a shot on that one, bro.
Yeah. Hey, I thought you had some 99 proofs.
They're in the freezer. Hang on, I'll be right back.
No commercial break. I'm going to keep talking. There is a flag. There's a flag right now. No. Go ahead and get the shots. Go ahead and get the shots. You have to.
Saying first down.
I will let you know what happens. Go ahead and get the shots.
No, I want to see. Because I don't know if you take the first down right here. I think you just take the points.
I mean, you're not going to do much of the season. You might as well take the field goal. Give Aubrey the 64-yarder.
Oh, no.
Head slap.
You take it. All right. We got to hold back the shots, though. We got to see if they score.
Oh, Derek Barnett. Head slap. How's a head slap 15 yards, though?
Yeah, it's a personal foul.
Oh, I see what he did. Okay.
So we can't take these yet, but you know that now Dallas will get no points out of this. That's just.
Damn, he just bench slapped him.
But yeah, so this is a way that Dallas will not get points out of this watch. They'll figure out a way not to get points. We're doing either a happy shot or a sad
Why
shot.
did they have that sinister laugh?
Because I just know this team.
No, Dallas is about that. Tolbert, Jalen.
I'm going to say this. They're not going to win this game. But hang on, if this team plays this way the rest of the year, they legitimately can still be in a playoff race in the bottom half of the NFC. Because their schedule isn't super hard going forward. It's not easy, but you're not playing. I mean, yeah, the Bengals are scary, but the Bengals can find ways to lose too. Somebody said it best. The Bengals are now the Chargers. You just kind of figure they're going to lose somehow. What did I say about they're going to figure out not to score? I try to give them some love.
All right. Cooper Rush fumbles the snap. 2nd and 15. It's just, basic stuff. Cooper Rush tried to outdrank the coverage like we did. He failed, but he recovered the ball.
Who napped more, you or him? By the way, respect for the admitting you were dozing there for a minute.
Well, when you said it, then I realized that's what I did.
Yeah, sometimes you just don't know.
Yeah. I feel awake
Touchdown.
now.
Oh, my God.
Oh, man. Bullock almost had a pick six.
I was right on the touchdown.
What,
it's just the wrong team.
That is why you play defense, buddy. Good play, but that's why you play defense. Because that's a pick six if you learn how to catch the damn ball.
That's the pass that Dak can make so well. That seam pass, he puts that over him in a touchdown. Because that's one of their go-to passes. So here we go. They're going to be kicking a field goal again. Run a draw play. God. Too short. Do you go for it? Do you go for it? Do you go for it?
Yeah, you have to.
Go for it.
Yep.
Great pass right there, though.
Again, no, put the damn mouthpiece in your mouth, Jalen Petrie.
They're going to miss this and then lose the field goal. They really are. But good. I have no problem with this call. I'm not saying that at all, folks. I'm just telling you what's about to happen.
No one's open.
Flag.
It's going to be against the Cowboys. Holding. Oh, wait. It's against it.
No, it's against Cowboys. So they lost the field goal. God, I mean, and you... Shot.
Oh, yeah. Shot. Is that your tag? Just throw the...
Just throw it over there. In TV world, if you throw it off camera, it doesn't exist.
Had a good show, buddy. Peaches. Not bad.
Used to date a stripper named Peaches.
You used to date one?
Mm-hmm. Stripper named Peaches. Yeah.
What gender?
We don't talk about that on here.
Oh, okay.
Just know she was a Peaches.
We are outwoke the coverage.
Outwoke the coverage. That's what's wrong with America.
All right, we're on a commercial break here. Well, Alien Romulus. Ooh, this is cool. So I'm a big fan of the Aliens franchise.
I'm not. I love Alien.
Okay.
I love Alien too.
Okay.
I even love the Joss Whedon Alien. It's really, really weird. I don't care for the... What was it? The engineer or the creator one?
Oh, the prequels.
I don't care for any of those.
Yeah.
I am interested in Alien Romulus because it feels kind of like what Predator did a few years ago.
Okay.
And they're just going back to what works. I want aliens.
Right.
I don't care how they got here. I don't care who created them. I don't care who created the creator. I don't care that Guy Pearce created them after himself. I didn't. None of that got to me. I just want Alien. Like I can watch Alien or Aliens all day, every day, dude. I love those are two of my favorite movies, but I never care. It's just one of those series that they tried to get too smart with it. And they tried to be too heady, and it's the creator, and then he's this guy. No, just give me aliens killing. That's all I care about.
So I love prequels, and I liked watching the prequel to Alien. I get where you're coming from because it was kind of it's kind of a cash grab, I would say. Like they threw out good actors to the prequels, but the plot wasn't that great.
Call of Duty Black Ops 6. That's a good game.
I like to learn how or why things become they are. So like with like Dune.
See, I'm not a Dune guy.
I know nothing about it except for the movies, but I've watched the first 2 movies. There's going to be a prequel that's coming out.
You watched the first 2 recent ones. You haven't watched like the original.
Right.
Okay.
I mean,
the Kyle MacLachlan one from the 80s.
Oh, I like Kyle MacLachlan though.
No, I know. I'm just saying, but you haven't watched those.
There's Doom Prophecy.
Yeah.
It's a prequel set thousands of years ago. And I'll probably watch it because I want to know how things become the way they are. So for someone like me, that movie Aliens, the prequels were created for.
That's fine. It was a story that I just didn't really need. I love origin stories. I love prequels. I love backstories. That's just not one that I needed, or at least the one they told. It just never grasped me. I just felt like it just gets kind of bogged down. And by the way, the run defense has played really well this quarter.
I mean, pretty good. Because Mixon has had a pretty good season. Joe Mixon, he left Cincinnati, came to Houston, as did Stephon Diggs, as Daniel Hunter did. So this is like a super team in a way. And Mixon has been the one constant when he was healthy with the Texans offense. He's been really good. But Cowboys defense has showed up as far as run defense is going.
We need a Micah Parsons strip sack right here.
No pressure, Micah.
Oh, he's going to drop back. I like the idea.
Sack. Oh, bro.
And that right there is the Cowboys season in an essence. They did everything right except for Overshawn. And he did this last week a couple times. Yeah. He's got to learn to break down when watch. He's going to they're going to go through. He's going to shoot the gap and not break down, so he's out of position. They're not going to show it. Yeah, you know what? Look, I can't be. I mean, it's going to be frustrating. In fact, I might be more frustrated as a Cowboy fan with this game because they're going to end up losing. But I can't be frustrated because, as injured as they are, they've Jason Kelsey said it best at half. They look like they want to play, and that's all you can ask for right now. And you know, dude, I'm the eternal optimist as that's the end of the third quarter. Want to say that this fourth quarter is going to be brought to you by L Dog's Gourmet Hot Dog. I'm going to tell you what, you know this, Noe, and you like hot dogs. I'm not saying you don't, but you know me, man. I love me some hot dogs. Like, this is something that is one of my, top meals at all times is L Dog Hot Dog. And hot dogs in general, but L Dog Hot Dogs, Gourmet Hot Dog. They're in Frisco at the Frisco Fresh Market. And they have dude, you can get a hot dog with mac and cheese on it. Like, think about that.
Crazy.
Is that not awesome? I want one of those. I went out there. I tried one of their hot dogs. Now, when I first try a dog, I always have got to try just a normal dog. I need to see, is the dog itself is good? There it is right there on the screen if you're watching. This damn dog was amazing. The customer service was amazing. So please go to L Dog's Gourmet Hot Dog in Frisco. Go to their website, ldoggourmethotdog.com. I am extremely happy to have Mr. Robinson advertising with us because I love hot dogs, but also we love local businesses. That's why we have L Dog Hot Dogs. That's why we have Lazy Dog Kettle Corn. That's why we have Grandeur Pest Solutions. 3 of our main, and even Beach Whiskey is Texas based.
Yep.
But 3 of our main sponsors are all here in the DFW area, and they're all small businesses because we support small businesses, especially when they do great things like L Dog Hot Dogs, and we do really, really thank them for being on. They're going to be on with us for the rest of the football season and on some of the high school playoff stuff. But we go into the fourth quarter. I mean,
Fourth quarter.
if you'd have told me that in the fourth quarter, brought to you by L Dog's Hot Dog, that the Cowboys would be down 20-10, I would be okay. They're in a good spot, and I still think they can be in a good spot. So, is Jason Kelce a future, this is what he's going to be or is this just a hot moment, and then in 4 years people forget who he was? Not forget who he was, but because he's a Hall of Fame player. But you know what I mean. Do you think he's the next big broadcasting superstar?
I mean, he has the charisma for it.
I think he is. I think he has the charisma, and I think he wants to. I think he's one of those that's not ready to, he wanted to retire because of his body, but I don't think he's some want to get completely away from the game. I don't feel like he's that way.
Yeah, I think Jason Kelce will probably be, he'll lean more toward the football analyst and then eventually into celebrity analyst.
Dancing with the Stars. Him and his wife Dancing with the Stars. I can see that.
That'd be awesome.
I love their podcast, the Kelce Brothers. I've been listening for a couple years. This isn't a new thing. I listened when they first started. They're funny. They were always I'm a podcast person. I mean, we do these shows, but you know me. I'm one of those that if I'm not watching something on TV, I usually have my earbuds in. I'm usually listening to a podcast. 3rd and 1 here. Could get a big play here, and it's almost interception, but they're going to force a punt. So, man, the Cowboy defense continues to show that this is Doomsday 3.
Okay, calm down.
Bryce Butler's playing corner now?
You have been.
Wait, Bryce Butler's playing corner now?
Calm down. You have. Okay, you've been practicing that one.
Oh, I love Al Harris's shirt. Did you see it? Look at his pullover. It's got the classic helmet. Oh, go back, turn around. Oh, look. Oh, man, not even the one.
Al Harris looks like he could play still.
Oh, I would take Al Harris. They're going to run a fake right here.
Yeah, that looks like a fake.
Or they're going to try to get them to pull off. Oh, they're going to punt.
Well, Cowboys have life with 14:30 left in the game. Great punt.
Flag on the play.
Let's see what the flag is.
Oh, it's a yellow thing they throw on the ground.
Okay. No. There we go. There we go.
The Stars lose 4-2.
To who?
The Ducks. We talked about that.
The Anaheim. Are they the Mighty Ducks still?
I think they're the Anaheim, Los Angeles Angel Ducks of the Raiders Cardinals.
The last place Angeles Ducks.
You know what I'm ready for? I'm loving. I love. By the way, we'll be back next Monday with a happy hour. Even though it's Thanksgiving, we're still going to do a happy hour. I think actually we might not.
We're going to do the Thanksgiving show on there.
No, I'm talking about a happy hour.
Yeah, but we're going to. I mean, I'm down, definitely down for a Monday.
Well, no, I just realized. So if you,
it's going to be a big game.
No, it's not that. If you don't know, if this is the way, and a lot of people, this is the way they find us, is through this. We do high school stuff, and because of Thanksgiving, sometimes on Thanksgiving week we record Sideline to Sideline on Monday. We might have to flip. Now, if we do that, I'm all for doing a Tuesday happy hour because I like doing our happy hours.
I don't mind doing that.
But we'll figure that out. Here we go. Cowboys trying to stay in this game.
CD,
Great catch by CD Lamb. MVP right there, folks.
Yep.
I love overlaid.
Just let me know if we need to do.
I will let you know Wednesday what we do Monday or Tuesday.
All right.
By the way, I do want to point out we have lost like 90% of our audience, but dude, it's
because of you.
It's 9 p.m. We've been doing this for 3 hours. Cool. But in saying that, we will be doing a college playoff preview show during the playoffs, which we hope will become a full-time college show next year. We're making a lot of changes next year show-wise in good ways.
Yeah, we're transgendering.
Okay. We got a flag against Dallas.
That's pass interference.
It might be offsides, actually. So, legal shit about to say.
How much money are we paying you?
What's he got, like 100 yards tonight, though? I had the one game that I had him and the Houston Texans defense in a weird, I couldn't do anything about it.
Yeah. But this is my problem. You pay people.
I'm going to win that one.
You people like CD, people like, Micah eventually, Diggs. But you're on teams that are going to, they're going to lose.
Well, this year, yeah.
But you don't really have a direction for the next few years.
Again, I don't know why you keep...
Because there's no directions for the next few years.
No, you're not. I'm not saying you're wrong on that, but you keep saying that's because of Dak and Lamb signing, and that's not it. You can do both.
You can.
Jerry Jones has.
You can.
No, hang on. I just want to finish it. Oh my God, there we. Oh, Tyler Guyton with a catch. Oh, and then he fumbles, and there's the ball game.
Oh, did you have Houston's defense?
I'd already won.
Oh, okay.
Wow, dude, that's where it ends. Like, damn, God.
No. The game's not over. There's still 12 and a half minutes left.
Yeah, the game's over. But this is, you can do both. Jerry Jones, for whatever reason, has got people believing that, the reason...
My friend, I know you can do both.
So then why do you keep saying, well, it's because they've signed their superstars, that's why they're...
Because this front offense, because... this staff only cares about the stars.
But they haven't. Over the last 15 years, they haven't.
They put their money on these stars.
What stars?
Diggs.
Okay, Diggs was not a big contract. Diggs was that was one of the, we can talk about him, how good he is now, but that was actually a forward-thinking contract. They signed him before he went to free agency.
Here we go.
I just think that's a...
Lamb, this is...
So you're saying they shouldn't have signed him?
No. All I'm saying is they should have been able to do both. And they did not do both.
Again, who was it? You keep saying that, but who is it that they didn't sign?
Dak
No. I'm saying, who is it that they didn't sign? Who is the guy that they let go?
Depth.
Huh?
Depth.
Who, though? Like, what depth player?
Everywhere.
I need names. Like, I need a player that I can say, okay, I see your point. I'm not seeing that. There's nobody that the Cowboys have let go in the last year.
I already told you earlier that some of the players...
Tyler Badaz, Dallas did not think he was their start. They did not sign him because they felt...
that was pretty stupid.
Why? He's okay. He's not anything special.
No, he is very solid. He is very up top 15, top 10 centers in the NFL.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, I just don't see that.
I see it.
I like Tyler Badaz, and he was, I liked him as a Cowboy, but to me, Cooper Baby has been just as fine. I don't feel like there's any huge drop off. Like, oh my God, if Tyler Badaz was there, things would be different.
I feel that it would have been better. My issue, I hate to even say this, is that Zach Martin, there would be a future where he would be, obviously not here.
Mm-hmm.
Cooper Beebe would slide over to right tackle
Okay.
or right guard.
Okay.
Tyler Biadasz would be the center. Tyler Smith would be the left guard. And Guyton would be the left tackle, which is, fine, obviously. But there's a lot of depth that they lost after last season. And to me, I feel like they focused too much on signing those stars and just the media around all in. And they really didn't do much to add depth to this roster. a lot of good parts of this roster, but I just feel that they're just lacking.
But again, I think the thing that you're equating, they didn't sign Tyler Badaz because they signed Dak and CD and all that. And I'm saying they didn't sign Tyler Badaz because they felt, and I'm not even saying they're right, but I'm just saying they felt that value-wise, they can get just as decent as they can. And I agree. Tyler Badaz is a perfectly fine center. But I don't, when he left, I didn't go, oh my God, what are they going to do at center now? I didn't think that at all. I thought, hey, Tyler Badaz at times was really solid, but at times got pushed around last year with the Cowboys and the year before. I mean,
it really doesn't matter because what I'm saying holds more weight than what you're saying. and
I love that.
I mean, I'm not even trying to be like an asshole, but you are what your record says you are, and some people that are way smarter than me and you have said that Cowboys are 3-6. We kind of saw this was going to happen.
Oh yeah, we both felt. I mean, we're not surprised. I mean,
you and I are not surprised they're 3-6.
No. Well, I will say this: I'm surprised they're 3-6, and I legitimately,
in the sense that you didn't think they were going to get blown out.
I legitimately thought that this was a 9-8, 8-9 team, and I still think that. I mean, it would take a huge winning streak, and I don't think that Dak getting hurt. I don't think it changes it a ton, but I do think it changes it enough.
Yeah.
But I just, for all the mistakes that they've made a ton of mistakes. I just, where you, and it's just, this is for funsies and debates.
Right.
I just don't think it's because of superstars. I think that, again, I go back to, they felt like, hey, we can do the same with Cooper Beebe as we've done with Tyler Badash and only pay Cooper Beebe at a rookie scale, and Tyler Badash is a free agent. And he got, and I don't watch Washington and go, man, Tyler Badaz has really shored that lineup. I mean, he's played perfectly fine. Don't get me wrong.
I mean, Washington had a lot of issues, and one of the big improvements to me has been the offensive
But let's
line.
go back to what we talk about. Washington does that against bad teams. When they play good defenses, that offense all of a sudden starts to struggle.
They are what their coach is.
Oh, I miss Denny.
But no, Dan Quinn, like that is what he is.
No, I'm just saying I missed the all with him and Wayne Fontenot. You and I have watched it together. One of my favorite shows, and I really wish they would do more like this, was 7 Days to Sunday. And it was following the Cowboys and the Vikings before they played back on the old school TNT when TNT had the Sunday night game. And it was just Dennis Green. That was the first time I really saw him behind the scene. And he just seemed like a really cool dude.
Yeah.
And just like one of those guys that you just rooted for and stuff. And so that's whenever I hear you are what we thought you are, that's why I was thinking you got to go for it at this point.
I mean, why? It's 3-point deficit.
That's what I'm saying. You got to go for it.
Yeah. Fourth quarter, under 12 minutes to go. I would do a deep pass.
Three for 12 on third down for the Cowboys.
Oh, boy. Here we go.
All right, here we go. Holding.
Good job, Cooper.
It's holding, though.
Hey, you know what, though? The thing I hate about other quarterbacks, though, they will take that set.
Yep. But it's still holding.
Seam.
So he's going to get the hold, but the tight end, Spain Ford, he did a really terrible job when he chipped. He threw the guy into Richards, and Richards could only catch him, and that creates the hold right there. And now you have to punt. Oops. That means it's bug season. Heck, who am I kidding? It's always bug season in Texas. And that's why you need Grandeur Pest Solutions in your corner. They're locally owned and operated. They're trained, they're trustworthy, and they have a proven record as they have been in business for almost 10 years. They provide pest control against ants, bed bugs, bees, roaches, fleas, wasps, mosquitoes, rodents, spiders. If it crawls and you don't like it, they're probably going to take care of it for you. Now, they serve all of the Dallas-Fort Worth area, and they're locally owned. These two guys have been running this business since 2013, and every year they get bigger and bigger. But you know what they still do? They still have great customer service. In fact, if you get a hold of them, they're usually going to have your quote and your job ready to go within 48 hours. That's pretty good. Now, you can call them for a free estimate at 469-809-1769. You can find them online at Grandeur4, that's the number 4, shore.com. You can also find them on Facebook. Just type in Grandeur Pet Solutions, and we are so... All right, we're going to call it now. This game has kind of gotten out of hand. We've dropped down to 40 views. We do appreciate y'all, but I want to make sure we get some rest. I got shows to do all day tomorrow. So we're going to finish off. Intern Noah, this has been a fun day. Can't wait for everybody to watch the Thanksgiving show. It's going to be a blast. That'll be up on Patreon, patreon.com/@L4 Media Company. And we will be back next week with some kind of happy hour. Might be Monday, might be Tuesday. We don't know. But until then, he's Intern Noah the Pro. I'm Terry the host.